1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Ta-da!
All right, we
There
are
we go.
live.
So it's all here.
Is this
Live on the
updated
stream, by the
board?
way.
Hey, Morgan.
This one is not the updated board, but everything that you saw that comes after is.
Okay,
Yo,
okay.
Sly, hey, Crash Cat, remember? Welcome. Yoda on the camera and Synthrex in the background. Helping
Tech
out.
support.
They're amazing. Tech support. Woo!
Usually I'm the one that's having all the tech problems. It's not my turn to fix it. We are live, by the way. Oh, I should do this.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
I'm gonna let people join in, and I'm gonna get started on like the base overview of what we're gonna be doing here today.
Yep, I was gonna do that.
So just give me a little bit of space here, Cubot, so I can see just show the screen. All right. So, welcome everybody to Virtual Market, and what will hopefully end up being a series of Vket lore streams that I'll be doing over the next couple of months between now and the winter Vket. Just to introduce myself real quick, my name is Nikoni. I've been participating in Vket for quite a number of years now, and most recently as Mechamart. When I started doing my booth, I was situated in World in Utopia, and during one of the Virtual Market World Hops, Lun actually showed us that two of the worlds were connected, and I started getting really interested in the lore behind that. And the more I looked into it, the more I saw that more and more of the worlds are connected. Now, it's not just a matter of being nerdy and finding all the details, as cool as that is, but I've always come to realize that virtual market and VR in general is a lot better when the more immersed you are. And having that storyline, and they put so much effort into the storyline and understanding what's going on and being less confused, really does help with the immersion factor. And there's nothing cooler than you going through a world and you recognizing references from like previous maps and how the story evolves and continues. This I set up as kind of like a joke, but there's a lot of information here that is very lore accurate. Basically, Vket is established. Vket has several different types of maps. Hey, welcome. And some of the main storylines, they have the Makori storylines. They have the storylines like the fantasy storylines. They have the Isekai Marsh storylines. But the main one, the one that has the most amount of maps by far, is the one that goes all around the mascot of the event, which is Vket-chan. Now, before we do get started, I do want to say that this is all theory-based. None of this is officially sanctioned. However, most I do in research and find out is based on documentation, official documents and articles that are published in Japanese, and by just observing what we see in maps. So do take everything I say with a grain of salt, although most of what I say should be official according to the stuff that they provide. Now, everybody can see the board here, or do we have any late joiners on the board somewhere else? This should be right over here. If not, you know what? Let me spawn it one more time.
I can't see the board.
All right. Make sure you show my avatar, and I will go ahead and despawn it and respawn it just to make sure.
There we go.
So it should be.
There we go.
Oh. Hang on. Apologize for that. There we go. All right. So it'll be here. Now, let me go ahead and. This is not going to be a PowerPoint presentation again. I promise you that. But Vket eras. This is the only one we're going to see, and then we're going to go to the first world. Oh, speaking of which, I'm going to help everybody out here by dropping a portal to the first world. Do not enter. Search.
Preloaded.
Yeah, but preloaded.
Technology.
All right, submit.
If for whatever reason you get left behind, just join off of one of us, and you can also teleport to one of us. Most likely to Nekone. If not Nekone, to me.
Yes.
I didn't know.
All right.
So
So I'm dropping the portal. Do not enter. Click on it and preload the world. This will help you out a lot and make things go a lot faster. So it's there for you guys to I have to remember to do that myself. Preload world. All right, there we go. Okay, so the main VCAT storyline. VCAT era is a grouping of maps based on timeline. So there is a timeline. The maps are sequential in one way or another. I split this into four basic eras to make things simple. We have what's called the modern era, which happens more or less around our time, from like 1980s to 2000s and a little bit beyond. It gets maps like Komorisaki Village, Anomalous Research Labs. Then we have the Technokines era. Technokind era is like far in the future. This is happening around the year 3000 to the year 4000. This is when a civilization has advanced a lot. There's high-tech flying cars. We finally get our flying cars. We finally get high-speed internet, like real high-speed internet. You know, all sorts of crazy things are going on. And this is mostly tether-forward maps. The music VCAT all takes place in this timeline. And Kowloon Empire. It's Kowloon Empire, I think you pronounce it. So that would be the other one that happens around that. Kowloon. Thank you. Kowloon. And then we have two other ones, and this is interesting because these actually there's a point where there's a timeline split, and humanity can go one way or another, and we have not yet seen the event that causes the split, but I have a feeling it's going to be happening within the next year or two of VCAT. That's just a theory, a VCAT theory. I'm not done talking. Anyway. So, and World's End era is the basically humans and machines, humans and AI end up having a massive war, and it ends up with the extinction of mankind on Earth. So everybody gets wiped out, and most robots get wiped out. It starts. We see the Valhalla of Iron Ravens is one of the maps that represents that. If you've ever been there before, you'll notice that the first part of the world is completely destroyed. I honestly believe it's part of this timeline, but I haven't concrete evidence of that. And the other one is World End Utopia, which is where I started. It's Mecha Mart's home. Whee! And this encompasses, we find out what caused the extinction of mankind and where we're and how we go about the recovery of the world from that point. And finally, the HMD era, the HMD, interdimensional HMD drive. Now, this is what we know a lot about because we've been going, all these different worlds, all the parallel real worlds are all circulate around the use of the HMD drive, which is something that it goes to a higher dimension. It's a device that allows you to go to a higher dimension, and viewing from the top down allows you to pick a different location in time and space. This allows not only for you to open up access to different dimensions like the Makuri worlds, like different places in time and space, but it allows you to actually travel a lot faster. They started using this as their warp technology. This is their warp technology. This is their light speed. This is their ludicrous speed. This is how they get around in the future. My leg is bugging out. Yeah, give me a sec.
Gotta go drink some of that oil. Make sure we grab an oil from the can, from the vending machine.
There we go. I'll just leave it. I need some of that oil from my vending machine. Anyway, what happens at one point is that system is so abused it causes a space-time collapse, destroys everything. It's a universal destruction scale. So you have two options. Either all of mankind gets destroyed or all the universe gets destroyed. But eventually we kind of recover from this and create the para real system. And this is actually the end of the story, surprisingly enough, is the very beginning. VCAT 4 at the World Multifest. FestiVR. Sorry, a lot of information. And that concludes this presentation of the different eras. So basically what I'm going to do today is address the modern era. We're going to visit a conjunction of 4 maps. We're not going to be going to each individual booth. This is more of a story-related thing, so it should be pretty quick. We're going to see both the Komorisaki world and then the Anomalous Research Labs, which are the ones that are happening in this event. Everybody should have the world preloaded. If not, like Kyoto says, you can join off of either him or the group instance. So, any questions before we move out to this area?
I forgot what were the cube worlds.
The cube worlds are the... Okay, so there's a reason I didn't include in this, and it's something that I found out yesterday. The cube worlds are Fallen Eden. Fallen Eden is. I'll address Fallen Eden real quick. Fallen Eden actually falls into the Tetherford, the Technokines era. It's a spaceship. It's a project that it's an orbital space station that actually is constructed at the end of the Technokines era. So when that racing maps actually happened, the 3879 Formula Vket, that spaceship should either be functional or just recently launched or about to be launched. Because from 3879 to World End Utopia, there's only a span of about 60 years. So between the racing map and the destruction of mankind, that's 60 years. So we're getting really close to the end right there. I'm super excited because that's the first time we hear about a date in this area, because before it was just, all guesswork. But now we actually have a solid date to go along with. So yes, that will show up. And the reason it's not included on this map is because that there's Fallen Eden and Fallen Eden Alt. They were happening in two different worlds. And I always thought, okay, there's one which is kind of glitchy and there's one where it's falling apart. I thought they were part of the same timeline. I have really strong belief right now that they're in separate. The original one is part of World End Utopia. And the Alt is part of the HMD era. The reason being is the people when you escape from this one, at the very end of this one, you can escape and you go back to Earth and you repopulate Earth. And that's why the whole thing starts with it being launched, with the tower conclusion being launched again. With the HMD era, you're actually being rescued by a group of astronauts that are flying the cosmos trying to find the last remains of humanity. So that's my theory as far as why it's split. It's not official. I do know one actually, but I do know that that particular space station does happen in this part, because it's that I do have documentation for. All right, I am going to go ahead. We're going to go ahead and move on to the first map, which is going to be Komorisaki Village. The one you're going to be loading, the one that has Vket. Chan or Ichigo in this case. How do we go back to the one that's let's see.
Do you? I guess it's that one, right? Yeah, preloaded world. I can just drop a portal to it if.
Yeah, if it does it load the pre. Yeah, as long as we go to the same place.
Oh, that looks like it.
Yeah, if you
All right, so
instance, it still should
go ahead and let's go. Go ahead and jump on in.
We'll be back on the other end.
Oh, no! Before you go in.
Whoops, we already going. All right, we'll be right back.
If I can actually regain my.
There you go.
Kido, you might want to reset your camera.
Yeah, I noticed that. It's all black.
That's the bug. The bug is still there.
I noticed that.
Let me make sure I turn off both of my base stations. I don't know why it's been causing that problem, but
They censored
Alright.
that loading screen. Might want to.
oh,
I don't know
really?
if we want to. I don't know. If,
Oh.
Well, it's because of the camera. It didn't catch it when you first load in.
Oh no, that's fine. Oh, that's fine because I'll show this real quick. So I'm trying to remember the date. I think this is the winter one. So this is December 20th, 1980. That's an important date because it makes you realize this would have been the second map out of the two when this event came out. And the reason it had that because you see the aftermath of what happens, and then you go back in time and see the actual incident that happens. But since we're visiting these in chronological order, we're actually going to be seeing this map first. Now, I had mentioned to pay attention to the audio from the car. It sounds normal. This one's simple. You're literally just parking the car and it stops. But the second one stuff is actually happening. You notice that your car is not just stopping, your car's stalling, so your car is completely dead. It goes into the whole horror vibe theme of you being, you know, arriving at the abandoned house and, you know, your car's dead, you can't turn it on, you got to go in. It's a nice little detail that I like to point out. This is Komorisaki Village. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go through, and I'm gonna point out a couple of interesting things as we're going through, but we're gonna kind of like rush it towards the end. Before we go into the horror area, I will showcase a couple of things, and then we'll move on from there.
Might want to
Everybody good?
quick side note too
go ahead.
for those physically here, virtually. You may want to change your language to English if that's your native language, just in case there are some subtitles or anything that like you can read, because just so you can read it, we want to make sure you're able to get the full experience.
Yeah. So for this one, I believe, do we know how do we go open up the menu in VR in this one?
It's been a while.
Double tap your menu button, I believe.
Or press E on desktop.
Yes, double tap your menu button. Should do it. Yeah, because I think it defaults, or either doesn't know or defaults to Japanese. So thank you, Kyoto, for that. Because I think it does come into play later. Yep. All right, so let's move on in. So this is the entrance to Komorisaki Village. Komorisaki is actually, man, I forgot the name of the prefecture that it's located in, but it's a coastal fishing village along that same coast where they did have that nuclear disaster several years ago. It's not in the same location, but it is along that same coastline, and it's a very isolated village. There isn't a real village that is Komorisaki, but there are things that are very similar to it, so it's something interesting. They do base a lot of what they do on, you know, knowledge and personal experience. So we're gonna run on through here.
Footsteps.
It's a nice effect. Now, before you get up to this point, you're gonna see Ichiko, which is one of the main characters. She's gonna be walking and vanishing. So this is like we're starting to see this. We're starting to retrace the steps to understand what happened to her. So right over here, you'll see her vanishing, and of course, all the signage. Now, Komorisaki Village is a very isolationist village. They don't have any. They prefer to be on their own, self-sufficient. They don't want outside contact, except for two cases. During the summer and during the winter, they hold festivals. And we're in the middle of the winter festivals, and these festivals are designed by the villagers to actually bring fresh blood into the village, because their population has been steadily declining. You're going to see a lot of buildings that are kind of decrepit, and there's going to be a lot of instances where you're going to see things that are going on, and it just seems like everything's abandoned and falling apart. This is the right way to the winter festival. Going over here. So Komori Heavy Industries. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Komori, but Komori is an extremely big name in the lore of Vket. It was actually founded in Komorisaki Village, and around the Edo period, which, if I'm not mistaken, ended around the 1800s. Between the 16 and the 1800s is when the Edo period happened. So they've the owners of the current leadership of Komori company is interested in coming to the village and helping revitalize it by doing new projects. Like they're rebuilding the harbor, they're going to start some work in downtown, and that's one of their posters that we're going to see advertising that. All right, here we go. So you have a bunch of posters here talking about the event, talking about their local deity, which is Komori-sama, which we will find out a lot about in the future.
Although personally, it sounds like they're saying Uncle Mario.
Uncle Mario, Okomori. It does, doesn't it?
And now you can't unhear it.
The people that did booths here did a great job at making them thematic. We're kind of running through them later, but if you've never been to this map before, it's definitely worthwhile going at it little by little. The Leadership, however, as much as you would think that having a free money come pouring into your lap is a great thing, the ruling families of Komorisaki Village do not really like the fact that an outside company that left, you're not allowed to leave this village. The people that left are coming back and telling them how they're going to run their village. So because they have a lot of influence, they started organizing protests within a number of the villagers of the actual Komorisaki. So they hold protests, they blockade, they're trying to do everything they can so Komoriko does not influence their lives.
Also, look, it's midnight.
Yeah.
Oh yes, it's midnight.
I was.
Villager. This is actually Ichiko's dad. This is Vket-chan's dad, so to speak.
Holy shit.
So Ichiko, which is the name of the girl, she went missing yesterday, and he's wondering where she at. She never arrived home. And we'll be seeing more of this as later on as time goes by. He does search, gone, taken. This is a little bit suspicious. We'll see a lot of we'll notice. You'll be able to tell a lot of the villagers what faction they are. The ones that support the ruling party, and the ones that are kind of like more neutral and everything. So we're gonna go along this way. There are shortcuts to this map, but the long paths usually contain more information about what's going on, especially in the summertime version of this map. You'll see more warning posters that were posted by other villagers that have also lost people. Of course, warning messages. It's funny because you have the villagers that are trying to do what they can to bring in new blood, but then you have these signs that are trying to like scare people off. So it's kind of like, you have one way or the other. And of course against redevelopment because they don't really want their city life being imposed upon. I love K-trucks.
Hell yeah. It sucks that they're not allowed in America.
Oh, well, they're not sold, but you can import them.
Yes, but there are states that are making it illegal. And it's
Oh,
a growing
really?
number. Yes.
Oh, I wonder why.
Hey, you're not allowed to buy a K truck, but you're allowed to drive a World War II Jeep on the freeway, though.
Huh. Interesting.
Which is funny.
Jeep's fine.
Anyway.
So this is actually the original location, the first location, the founding location of Komoriko. Komoriko, you're familiar with Komoriko because they show up in a lot of maps being this gigantic industry that spans the universe. But they got their humble beginnings as a basket weaver company. So they made baskets, they opened up trade routes to other cities, other neighboring states, and eventually they become like a world-renowned industry or national renowned industry, later on to become world and then universal. So let's see. Yeah, there's some weird things happening. Some of these villagers are a little bit suspicious, just laughing for no reason, and we wonder why. We'll kind of find that out later. Oh, here we go. So how would you pronounce this name? Nigo? Is Nigo correct?
Nigo.
Yeah, I wouldn't pronounce that any other way.
So Nigo is Ichiko's friend, together with Ruano, and she also has been searching for her friend since yesterday. The interesting thing to take about this is that they were planning on getting together one last time before she moves out. So Ichigo and her father were about to move out of Komorisaki before she vanished. And if you remember, Komorisaki likes people coming in, but they do not like people leaving. You're not allowed to leave. So that is interesting things to see in the future. We're taking a side note, and then we'll get back on the main street. Another very suspicious looking individual that just likes to laugh. He knows something we don't yet. And over here, you see that the start of the construction for the redevelopment project is going to be happening on the 20th. Since it says next year, I'm assuming it's 1981 and not 1980 where we are right now. And we're going to be going around this way, back real quick. I think there's one thing here, or I could be confused, and that might be the summer map.
There's an old lady. Probably she says something.
The old lady, I think this one doesn't have any comments. She seems to be more of a neutral party in this aspect. At least it seems so. Also notice the scarecrows, their current positioning, because that comes into play later. But you start to see some of the first houses in the actual village and how they're kind of either out of date or very old construction. Another K-truck hauling things, and this is the main parking lot. So I always thought it was weird. Oh yeah, amazing people. I mean, everybody is, but.
Oh, this is the one with all the weird signs.
Give me 1 second. I want to see one thing real quick. What is this one say? Do you know anything about? Oh yeah, more people missing.
Oh, there's one thing.
All right, so we're going to be continuing to go through this area. There's a couple of things inside the village itself, which is interesting, but then we're going to be heading straight towards the end. Let's see if we can locate them all. Oh, so there's a reason a lot of these signs were translated. I mean, you see that a lot of the stuff that they're selling is all local. It's all local products. There's very little stuff that they import, and they also have their own line of like pharmaceutical products, so to speak. Like they have their stuff for clearing headaches and stomach aches and all that, and that's advertised around here, which is kind of a little hint at what happens later, even during Anomalous Research Lab. Komori milk, Komori nostalgic taste, meds, divine protection. They all their medicine and everything's based around like the whole divinity of Komoris. Come on, that must be a pretty good anime. Or actually no, this time it probably
looks
would
like
have
a game.
You think
Like
so?
either a
In
game or
that
movie.
1980s. What do you got? Atari. All right, here we go. Oh yeah,
We can see very
more-
clear in a moment, so you can turn around.
Komoria student uniforms. Milk, curry, shampoo.
Komori beer.
Now, something you're going to see listed a lot is kago and komori. Kago, I've been explained that it means both basket and outcropping. And in the Japanese documentation, komori is also referred to as kago heavy industry. So kago and komori are used interchangeably. How that translates exactly, I don't know. But that's, if you ever see kago and wonder what that's about, it is another way to say komori. So this is here's where we find out that Ichigo's father is actually representative for Komori company. He was a representative that was sent here by Komori to be the intermediate between the villagers and Komori Heavy Industries to try to convince them that construction was going to be in their benefit. And of course, Hiko is increasingly desperate to be able to find his daughter as time goes by. Wow, what's this? What is that doing there? Foreshadowing. Time travel. The current population of Komorisaki village officially is around 2,000 people, but it has been steadily decreasing over time. But yeah, there are kids. Not too many of them, but we do have kids on it. And again, another poster about the construction. And here we meet our other two major actors in the I wouldn't say major actors, but definitely one major actor and another in a really funny side. Why am I hearing a video? Oh, that was coming from here. Anyway, Furlano is the Shrine Maiden. She's later on she is used a lot as Vket-chan Zero. Not Vket-chan Zero, Vket-chan Plus. You might have noticed there's a Vket-chan Plus and the Vket-chan Normal. The Vket-chan Plus is always the one that's super excitable and it's always dancing everywhere. And then there's the Vket-chan 01, which is the one that's more, more cool, more quiet, more assured. She's the one that shows up at the end of most of the Parallel maps. So she is the Shrine Maiden for Okomori Sama's shrine. And this little kitty right here, this is Vket Nyan, or at least becomes Vket Nyan. I don't know
Wait,
how he
what?
becomes Vket Nyan. Yeah, you'll notice because of not only the coloring, but you have like the glasses
The
as
goggles
well.
and the bandage on the
The
nose.
his goggles and the bandage. So I'll have to figure that one out one day. But it's a really cool little
Uncle
note.
Mario.
I feel like there was lore to that they did kind of show. I'm trying to remember what year that was. They did show something with Vket Nyan way back. I remember we saw it way back. I have to backtrack and figure out what that was from.
I'll have to find out what that is about.
No, it was on the intro. I believe it was on the intro of the core. Or no, it wasn't the core. It was the previous one. It was in Vket 4, in which a cat jumps into the. It's kind of like it was on the intro sequence. Like you walk into your computer, you get transported into Vket, to the one of the entry worlds of Vket, and the cat jumps with you, and the cat becomes Vket Nyan, and that was the introduction of Vket Nyan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that. He like flips and
Mhm.
off you go.
Yeah.
One last, it's like not specific lore, but it's interesting. The voice for the English song was actually done by our dear Haya, which contributes a lot in the art chat. Thank you, Haya, for being a big. Why am I sitting on something? Who has it?
There's a chair.
Cute
on
bot.
Cute bot.
Cute bot. You have a chair on your avatar.
Oh, shit. I play on. Sorry.
All right. So
Roll for initiative.
Now we can go through. Let's see. Of course, you notice the constructions are all kind of falling apart. The wood looks like it's seen better days. Everything's being held together with duct tape and
ties,
hopes and dreams. And what's that other tape? The one that they make boats swim again. Justice to all who disturb the village's order, the traders, Komori heavy industries who once abandoned the village. They were stuck with Okomori-sama's wrath. In other words, I can probably tell that this is one of the leaders of the village. Again, anybody that abandons the village and is outright banned. You came in, you're here. You do not leave. And she is not happy, of course. You have a couple more signs here. This one actually is pretty interesting, and it will come into play later. Let's see if I can. It's hard to make it jump out, but those who jump the gun, last thing they hear is a splash down the stream of void. Ooh, ominous. Of course, this stream's seen better days, and I believe at first, when I first came here, I thought that you were supposed to do something with these logs, which you can pick up and like rebuild the bridge or something. But there is nothing on that side. Yeah, I spent the longest time trying to figure out what the logs, but the logs are a red herring, and you will hear me say that again in the future. But we will continue. Before that, this at first I thought it was just a construction area, but no. These helmets tell me that this is a blockade. This is to keep Komori from being able to go further up the mountain to do construction work. We'll skip over this guy. Break the blockade. It's not a strike. That is not a real booth. That is probably cute. Yes, it is. It's trying to trick me. This sign is actually pretty hidden, but it's also an interesting tidbit. This makes me believe that this is where Ichiko and her father were actually, this was their house. It's what I believe, just the direct protest to that. More kids singing and playing around.
Oh, there's the rope statues.
Oh yeah, the Komori statues. I forgot what they were called. This was actually, you could get these statues as a download during the Vket that this happened, which was last year summer. Ichiko, this is where you find out that Furano is Ichiko's friend, and she's also very worried, even though she's a shrine maiden. They were all friends together, and she is very worried for her friends and hoping that you'll, search and help her find her out and help find her. There's more stuff that happens in the next map, like little tidbits, but the next one we're going to be going really quickly through just to see the most important sections. as you come around this corner, as you come and let everybody catch up a bit, because I missed this a couple of times as well. As you come around this corner, we're reminded that we're actually following in the footsteps of Ichiko. So as you come around this corner, you'll start seeing a ghost image of her as she's making her way up the stairwell towards the shrine. Now, I'll let everybody catch up here. Now, what we have going on here is the Winter Festival. Welcome to the Winter Festival. It's very convenient because both the Winter and the Summer Festivals use the same booths, but hey, why not? I thought these prices were amazing until I realized this was in the 1980s, so this is probably a lot more expensive than it should have been. For back then prices, it probably was pretty good. But yeah, Winter Festival, it's not happening a lot. Usually they happen more towards the nighttime, so it's a day and then nothing's going on, but they've set it up for the festival. So this is where Furano, Ichiko, and Nigo are actually getting together to play. We were supposed to get together to play one last time before the end. All right, and here we've reached the entrance to Okomori-sama's shrine. Two more very suspicious individuals, of course, and it makes you start to think they either know something or they know something. One of the two. As we approach the shrine, you're gonna see. As we approach the shrine, you're gonna see another ghost image of Ichiko, and it's basically going to tell you where she went from there. But I have a theory as far as why she's leaving that area and why she's doing what is she doing. So we're going over here, and as you approach, you'll see her walking out, then walking to the side, and then walking off in that direction, heading towards the entrance to the cavern. Here we go. Now, we're going to go over to this side, but we're not going to go inside just yet. This is where I'll drop the thing to do it. So everybody stand over here because we're going to have a lot more room. And I'll drop this here real quick. Expressions. There you go. There is? Hang on.
It's a one-way sign.
Oh.
Yeah, the warning.
It's a warning sign.
Oh, it is the warning. Oh, all right.
Just put your stuff down right in front of the warning.
Okay, on and drop. Here we go. And let me switch this to the next one. I had this installed on my avatar, but I had some problems and I had to remake everything. So I'm using VRC Fury, which was a lot faster. So that's general, that's eras. Komorisaki 1, here we go. You can take a picture of this, and this is kind of a summary of what I did, of the information that we've gone over so far. The back part, do not look at the back part just yet, because it really depends. The back part contains scenes of the horror and some of the text and information we're going to find in that part. If the horror portion is something you do not want to do, I'm going to leave this here. You can look at the back and I'll pretty much give a slight overview of what we're seeing. But the horror part is divided into two sections. The ones that we know, which are the ghost image, which you're following along what Ichiko did, and the experiences you're having as being, influenced by the local deity of Okomori. And I will show this one last time before we leave. So we're all going to go in together. Everybody good? Everybody ready? Don't worry, we're all in this together. We'll survive. I forgot what the code was.
562.
Thank you. That's right. So everybody put in 562. Just click on the thing and oh my god, I hope I survive this. I am not a person for horror. This is a good thing that I'm doing this first. I get out of the way and never have to do it again. Creepy.
You haven't done this part?
Not in VR.
I've done only once.
Fair.
I don't
Refresher.
remember what the code is.
562.
562.
562. Is there? I don't want to make sure everybody is able to get in. 562, everybody.
So,
Definitely need
doesn't have the
cameraman.
journals as the second map, right?
This map
I will
has.
say this thing goes
Yes,
on for a
but it's
while.
late. There's three parts of the journal, but I also was able to figure out who wrote the journals in both cases. Is everybody in?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
When Vket was live, there was a person who created an avatar specifically just to hold a sign that gave out the code.
Oh yes,
Oh.
the
People didn't
code.
have-
Yeah, they were camping by there with the code. It was nice of them.
As we all jump in, we just heard the door lock behind us,
Ooh, don't-
close and lock. Yes, you have a headlight, which makes it, I don't know why we come in with a headlamp, but it does add to the scariness. And you're going into tunnel. Said, right, we're going to go back down like you did in the first one, and then you realize, hold up a second, the circle went around 180 degrees, and all of a sudden we're going back up again. What's this weird stuff that's going on? It's really just. And when we come out, everything is dark and red and all very ominous, and you get that suspicious music going on. I have searched this map up and down, left and right, for anything that I could possibly find. There is nothing aside what we're going to see on the trail before us. So, as fun as it is to explore, there is not much else other than the very creepy stuff we're going to see as we go. Something you'll notice is that a lot of all the booths. Oh, there is the
Signs back here.
the sign back there is the credits, the map credits.
Oh, that's the credits. Okay.
You'll notice that two things have happened. A lot of things have been turned into stone, and all the booths have burnt down.
Yeah.
Yeah, why did
But
nobody
nothing
wanna
else.
visit the scary part?
Everything's been oh, exactly right. So here's the first of three
I do.
channels we'll find along our way. This one reads, "What is wrong with this place, and what are they going on about? The forbidden domain, mark of death. Gaze back upon sheltering eyes upon you, and offset the Bui bloodline. Komorisaki. My current theory is that these are being written by, and it'll help me tell you this now. I think that these are being, it's not official, but I think these are being written by Ichiko. What happened was she went to the booth. She went over to the shrine. She appeared at the shrine, and she's either gotten possessed or incentivized to move on to actually go into the cave system. And then what happened to her at that point happened to her. And that's what we're going to find out about as we go down the line. It's not absolutely certain, but it seems like a pretty decent hunch based on what everybody else sees. Burnt down shrine, burnt down, burnt. Monkeys.
Monkeys and eggs.
Oopsie.
Oh,
There was a tree here. this one over here.
Just tree
This is on my
things.
hat.
yeah, the colliders are different in this world. I don't know if I should spoil anything from a technical standpoint, but it's very interesting how they made this map. We're not in the same place we were before, which should be obvious, but so here we
Is this just like under the map? Oh.
Yes.
VR chat magic.
That's a whole nother area. They're really good at that stuff. So right here we reach a part where we're not allowed to go forward unless we go into this area. So is everybody here? We're all gonna go in together. So nobody stays behind. Everybody here? All right, in 3, 2, 1, go in. Clown car time.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna click on the eye, and you have to keep looking on it so it will actually open. It's nothing too bad. So you're clicking on it. This is a Komori's indoor shrine. The door opens up, and oh my God, a bunch of hacksaws. And then you look outside. Oh my God, who's all these people? The villager. So you look back, look towards the outside, and you will see all the villagers have gained. And say, they are not happy you are here, and yet they vanish. Ominous.
Based on
And now,
This is why I hate Halloween.
based on
Now you
using my
hear
camera
audio.
backwards, they spawn at the moment the door opens or cabinet opens.
Yeah, sneaky.
so now we're making our way. We're leaving the shrine grounds. We're going down the path that leads to the shrine and to the fairgrounds. from over here, we can see Nigo. So she's bloodied and lost, and it's weird that we met her before and she was looking for her friend, but now she's like she's like seems to be crying and hurt, and I have an idea as to why that is. I kind of believe that this is what we saw. What this part here happens after we arrive, like the night before. So Ichigo was captured, and what we're seeing now is partially what happened before and partially what happens after. But again, that part is really just a theory because I'm trying to consolidate all the actions that are happening during the event. No, Ichigo. She's being dragged by all the villagers. Just what do I do? So she was wondering where Ichigo was, but now she's seen Ichigo, and Ichigo's being taken by all the villagers somewhere, and she doesn't know what to do. So she's desperate because she's just a kid after all. We didn't pass the second book, did we? No, it's probably further up ahead. So here we come to the second one. So I'll wait for everybody to get here again. And okay, that's good, big enough group. All right, go on in and click on the eyeball.
Stare.
All these papers that are burning away are seals, and they're basically, I don't know too much about Japanese culture and the way of seals or how they are supposed to operate, but if there is somebody here that does know, please explain.
As far as I know, seals are what hold spirits at bay, as well as provide other effects, like they can help keep certain types of creatures. They can attract them. They can also, like they can also work like dream catchers and stuff like that. Basically, it's just like best way to describe it is like a prayer that you put on a piece of paper, and it's supposed to do what that prayer is.
Now, thank you. That does help because I have seen him use the seals before. Now you see this mannequin that's over here. Before it was Ichigo, so you get the impression that Ichigo was hiding in a place and then got found out. If you notice that she's actually still alive at that point, because you open the cabinet and you may or may not have noticed her eyes shift towards you after the cabinet opens. So she is technically still alive. And why there's a dummy here, I'm not sure. And I think these are just dummy parts. These aren't actual limbs, but we kind of get the impression later on that they may be, but I don't think they are. Again, that's very difficult to tell. All right, so we can move on from here. I like how before I could actually see what was going on. And you guys might be hearing, I don't know if you have your world audio on, but if you do have your world audio on, you should start to be hearing the chant start getting lower and lower and lower as time goes by, which really does help with the immersion into everything. Of course, now we know what this sign means. Like if you had read it before, it's like it's over and it's all your fault. So what's happening to Ichigo, it's her own fault. What's happening to her dad is their own fault, is what they're trying to say. We go back, and you notice the road is also not fully blocked out. I don't know if that's on purpose or just to make navigation a little bit easier. Oh, and here we find the second of our journals. You read that. No more. I knew this village was up to something. I can still make it. I'm already far from that cave. I just need to leave the village. At first, I thought this might have been Ichigo's dad, but I kind of think it's her. I still think it's kind of, she seems to be either still possessed or still trying to decide, but she knows she needs to get away from it. So she has some resistance still to the influence. Going down over here. Nothing much changes in the town other than it's absolutely quiet. And you have, of course, the burnt town spaces. So the village is still intact. It's just nothing's going on as of this moment. At least we feel it's not. I would put 3 times speed in this. Oh, thank you. These show up. I would hope that they do They show up. They are kind of like a representation of a miniature shrine for Okomori, and they show up in various locations throughout this part of the map. Since I'm not dominant very dominant in Japanese religious culture, I'm not sure if they have any additional meaning, but they do show up only in this part. Thank you again, Crimson, for pointing that out. They don't have any interactivity, but it's like a miniature shrine. All right. Now we've reached the dollhouse. Creepy, 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 but okay. I don't know if the dolls have any meaning as well in that kind of culture, but we're going to go ahead and step on in. Everybody come on in. Come on in and go ahead and click on it. You'll notice that there's banging on the door, like something's trying to get out of it. Like bang, 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 let me out, let me out, let me out. And you're wondering what it is. And of course, you find out that somebody's stuck inside, they're bleeding, and they're trying to do their best to actually be let out of that location. So they've been trapped inside, which might again be an indication of what happened to Ichiko. She was captured, put inside this area as we saw her before, trying to get out desperately, trying to have people call in, nobody responding to her. And once to exit, you'll see all the dolls looking outside. If that has some kind of meaning, I have not been able to find it out yet.
Probably it's to represent
I'm not good at all.
a similar thing.
That is a real possibility, yeah.
Turn off the world audio. It might help you.
Yes, if you're having a problem, either turn down or turn off the world audio, because it can be quite. It's good for the experience.
Or if you need to, feel free to just watch the stream.
We're all here for you.
I have the stream running too. You're at a safe distance being in the stream.
They do force you to go the long path on the way back, which is interesting because it's the sections are blocked off. Around this next corner, we're gonna see. I'm gonna wait for people to catch up a bit. Come on, if it's better if we're together. So, what we're gonna see in this next section is gonna be Ichiko actually being surrounded and captured by the villagers in similar fashion to where we were previously. This is where she's caught, and this is where she's going to be dragged back to the cave, which is what Migo was crying about earlier. The additional creepy factor that you may have not noticed before is now the scarecrows have all smiley faces, and they've moved out towards the road. So from the inside, everybody else is gone, and they just want to say hi.
What was the detail before?
They were inside and you couldn't see their faces. They were like completely obscured, but now they're very visible. It might be because of the flashlight, but all right, as we approach this area, you'll see Nichiko being surrounded by all the villagers that are part of the conservative faction. If you approach, they will vanish. But she will be saying a line that's like, you know what's happening? Why are you doing this? Where I'm being taken to the cave? No, no, no. Which leads me to believe that this was the point where she either had visited the cave, tried to escape, and they recaptured her, dragging her back to the cave, which is what we'll see in the final section of this map.
That's sort of how I feel.
The cave, no, don't take me. So she has found out the village secret, and she's due to move out in a couple of days. And villagers do not enjoy people that move out, and do not enjoy people that snoop around. It's interesting the fact that this also happened, and I don't know if it has anything to do. I had said earlier that her house was up there, but this, as I mentioned earlier, is the original headquarters of Komorisaki. So it's possible that she actually lived here and was captured right outside her house.
Isn't this like one of those things that they carry?
You know what? I thought I kind of think that is what it is. It might be just something to represent something they used as a company beforehand to transport goods, maybe. But it's here even during the daytime.
I mean, you could use this to carry a person.
So
It's kind of odd that this house is pretty clean inside of this dark dimension.
Not that far.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Silly sacrifices.
It's kind of odd to see that this kind of like gate is pretty clean inside of this dark dimension
Just like fuck this
compared to most houses.
Yeah, I figured because this is Komori's original location, they made an effort to keep it, you know, up to date and restored. So that's where money got invested first. Yeah.
That sounds about right. It's always the companies that get the most love.
Yeah.
The money makers.
You'll notice that most of the houses in this area, the few ones that there are, in better condition than the ones that are further down. All right, we're nearing the end. Last section go around. Oh my God, who's that?
Oh,
That's right. You're
It's me.
there
died.
the whole time.
So this is
got
like
my good side.
I know this is like a memorial typical thing where you have the person's portrait with a black stripe on it.
Why am I so short?
They got my good side.
Boom. Close it. Let's try that again. We'll go ahead and go inside. We're almost done with this map. Just a little bit more to go. Oh yeah, this is the bad part. I don't like this. I don't like this.
The bad.
Yeah.
How is this?
All right. Yeah, so this was here before. I guess it's a little memorial or it's a miniature tombstone. Again, I wouldn't know too much about it. You're good? Are you good, man?
I believe that's where they used to hold the photo.
All right, we're all together.
I'm here.
When the picture was taken, it was next to it, except not bloody.
I see.
It reminds me of phasmophobia when the ghosts get you.
Oh, the audio.
Yeah, it starts to get very slow and very low. I didn't know how I could hit those tones.
I got a very wide range.
Yeah. Now we're reaching the final journal. This is the one where she is almost escaping. She's almost at the outside, and she writes, "Hiki kill the legs if they run. Keep them safe for Komori-sama and all the laughing faces to see. Almost at the death tunnel." So a lot of what's written in the first section is basically their premise. The Hikimori. And if there's anybody that's more attuned to Japanese culture or tradition, please let me know, or please step in and help me out with this. But hikimori is that condition where a person becomes a shut-in. It's a real thing in Japan where you'll have a person that basically just lives at home, never goes out, never does anything else, and the whole village it follows this thing of we stay in, things come in, nothing goes out, we just we're self-sufficient, we don't want outside influence, we want to have to go outside, we don't want to have to touch grass. So you see that part of her is really being influenced by this concept that's pushed upon by Okomori. But part of her still says, I need to get out of here. I need to get out of here. She's having that internal combat to be, at least if that is Ichigo that's writing that text.
It's probably also related to history where Japan did lock itself out from the rest of the world too.
I mean, Japan really doesn't like immigration that much. Even with their population issues, they will not let people come in.
This might be a good reflection, if not directly, indirectly to that. This final scene that we're seeing here is what kind of threw me off for a bit, because I always imagined this would have been Ichigo and not Nigo crawling towards the exit, because they made it this far and they're almost at the exit and they're being stopped by a possessed Furano, which is the Shrine Maiden, and you'll notice because her text actually changes as she's doing it. But the counterpoint when I started to analyze this closer is that you're going to see Nigo actually say, no, don't go against the bloodline. So she's accepting her position within the village, that she's not going to leave, and she's going to follow what the elders of the village say. While Furano, is actually going to be telling you, death to all that leave the village, and don't cross us, or you will become the next victim. So you mustn't go against the Komori family in the village. Hack splat. Now the Komori family is the lead family, though you're going to hear about this a lot, the Bui bloodline, and it shows up in a couple of instances. It's very small indication, but it showed up enough that it's probably going to be significant in the future. And as we move closer to Furano, the possessed version, she has no white in her eyes and she's all bloodied as well. Silly, it's for the best of everyone. Don't you understand? Anyone thinking of leave, they'll stay, whether as whole or in pieces. So we saw the equipment first hacking off, and we saw the limbless bodies, or the limbs. So that is an indication of how they forced you to stay. Either you're staying or you're staying. You have no choice. You won't be able to get away because you have no limbs to do it with. And now we've reached the exit tunnel. So this is our one chance to escape. Good thing we have a working car on the other side, right? Uh-oh. So we're making it out. We've made it out. Is everybody here? Is everybody gonna make it out? All right, we're almost at the tunnel. Our headlight flashlight's on again. We've got Cupid with his flashlight leading the way. He's our uh-oh. Now we've reached the place where this is where our car is, and our car is not there. And there's a giant barrier. I've actually never seen this part here. Is our car there? Nope, our car's gone. All right, so this is the part where it gets a little bit on the rough side. So is it in this here? Oh, the next one. So it's here should be fine. So we're all gonna go in.
This one's okay. This one's the. I think it's the filling up one.
Oh, the filling up one. Okay, so you go in. I know, right? Man, those guys. All right, so you look at the floor, and somebody's let all the Kool-Aid out, and the walls, and all that, and you got to keep looking at it. You gotta keep staring at it.
I tested it. It won't fill up all the way if you decide to just sit and wait.
And once it does fill up all the way, the lights will go out.
No, you mustn't look at the eye. Stop before it's too late. Listen, please stop.
Yeah, we're all good. We're all good. So what's gonna happen to this time? Like, if we haven't visited this part of the map because it's part of the other one, but we're in what essentially is Okomori-sama's most sacred of sacred places. Why he has to get locked up with like 1 foot thick steel bars is not really explained, but you can tell that the villagers, although they consider him a deity, they know to have him, locked up, and they'll basically throw him a sacrifice, throw him a bone every so often. So this part stays locked. And we've reached the cavern, and it's very odd that we showed up back in here. So what we've seen before is all the representations of this shrine are this shrine that we're seeing here. So everything that we saw happening outside with like Ichigo, that was Ichigo inside that cabin. That was Ichigo with trying to get out. And she was stuck in here. So after she gets stuck and managed to escape, we're following her route still, where we're going to be going out this door. But before we do, there's two interesting things here. One is this smaller enclosed area, which is currently empty. You're wondering what's actually in there, and we will see later. This is either kept, I imagine, for prisoners, people that are going to be sacrificed, or maybe something else, maybe the deity himself. And of course,
do you have any idea? Oh, sorry.
These
Do you have
are
any ideas
very
whose
crude
voice
weapons.
that was saying not to look at the eye?
I do not know. The English is very clean. I don't think necessarily it was Kaya. It might have not been, or it could have been, because she does really good voices too. I don't know why they would need this to chop somebody up. That seems a bit overkill.
Tenderizer.
Yeah, tenderizer. Komori sometimes likes it.
Also to make sure they're dead.
So here we going towards the final area, and I'm going to show off some technical standpoints from this, so it's not too scary. We're going to follow along. Remember, there's one part of this where you are going to be by yourself. If it's too much for you, just close your eye, turn off the audio. It takes about a minute, and it'll be all done. So we're going up, and first thing we notice is, we see a shadow of ourselves on the wall. There's a light behind it. The light is very strong, and it projects a shadow of us. And we go and we reach the final. Oh, look, there's one final shrine. It's the shrine within the shrine. And as we go up to this area here, there's nothing else. It's the closed off area. So this is the shrine that's kind of like falling apart. What is this? I cannot see this.
Hang on, I got
It's a
what is that?
tub of something.
It's a tub? Oh, it's Okomori-sama's it's Okomori-sama's drinking bowl.
Delicious.
It's a dog?
All right. Not quite, but I do have a really cool theory as to what it is. which I will explain at the end of this. So go ahead and click it open. And from what it does, you might, I don't know, at one point you are going to be by yourself. Again, it doesn't last very long, 10, 15 seconds. So you go inside, the door closes, by yourself.
You can see the shadows before you go inside.
What the heck?
Aww. After all, Ichiko-ne-chan went to warn you.
The Cubot has suffered a major malfunction.
I've been discombobulated.
So let me reduce that just a little bit. So, to summarize what happened, you went into the final area. You had you had Ichigo running up the steps. She's escaped. She's managed to bust her way out of that shrine. She's running out trying to find an escape route because the main gate is closed. Once she reaches the top, all she finds is another shrine. She doesn't want to go back in, so she tries to escape to the side, but behind her, finally, at long last, Okomori-sama has actually showed up and is chasing her down. Now, Okomori-sama shows up as a multi-limbed monster, right? Various legs, spider-like legs, one body, one head, and multiple arms. He chases her down, captures her, basically makes her almost like Cubot, cuts off the limbs, brings her back, stares at you for a while, decides he's not interested, and runs off with what remains of Ichigo. At that point, Furano shows up, smiles at you. The door's open, smiles at you, and you've been released. You've been let loose. You can return to wherever you were. Oh, my board's still back there. Interesting. So let's go back to the board. Yeah, now you can go shopping. Yeah, and the door's been locked. The key's back on there. You can't go back in. All right, so we'll go to the other side of the board here. So for those of you that hadn't seen it, these are basically the main cutscenes from there. These are the cutscenes that actually happened. So you have Nigo entering the different things that happened. This is why I believe that the person writing the journal was Ichigo, and this is why I think that they actually survived. Let me see. Journal pages most likely. It seems that while Ichigo was sacrificed, Yokomaru Nigo was spared. So Nigo is spared because he shows up later on. So we are currently in December 20th, 1980. The next map, which is the first one that happened, but it's the following map in the chronological order, is that it's now 6 months in the future, and we are in the summer. The summer events actually happening. I should have had us preload this one. So I'm going to drop a portal to that one. We're going to preload it while I take any questions. The second one's going to go a lot faster because the end part is not as fast, and we've already seen everything leading up to it. So let me go ahead and search. Let me search. Well, what kind of instance? Oh, I'm not going to create the instance. We're going to preload and then Kyoto can drop it. This is Komorisaki.
Don't have bad dreams.
No worries.
Yeah.
Bye, Karen. Thank you so much for joining.
I gotta sleep.
Take care.
More.
On the meantime,
Yes, sir. Yeah, go ahead.
There's kind of like a funny data. We had to talk with Lon and he had to go to Vket on themselves. So what we did during the same year that this kind of like led up is that they kind of like allow us to have like a somewhat of a small crossover for HorrorCon 2024.
Oh.
So technically, HorrorCon 2024 is located a few kilometers from the mouth of that cave that you check out, like around at the end. So.
Oh no.
All right, I'm gonna drop
like,
the portal, start reloading it, but I'm gonna drop the portal so people can load it. Do not go in here. Do not go in here. Just click on it and preload. But I want to hear the rest of this story. So what you're saying? Let me see. Preload world. So what you're saying is.
So technically, this area like shares like a same universe with HorrorCon. The issue with HorrorCon in 2024, it wasn't like fully developed the map, but still like it has a little bit of lore. The lore it was that there was a merchant ship, and this merchant ship was carrying out like different artifacts. Somehow one of them got kind of like linked to Omori-sama, and somehow caused it to crash. And sadly, like that one artifact kind of like has caused like a bunch of like weird paranormal things, making other ships crash. But the weird thing is that it kind of like created a time capsule, which that's why all of the sudden, like if you go to HorrorCon, you find all these statues and effigies that you find on this map. And eventually it just leads you into another cave underwater that leads you into this shrine, like in an kind of like an underwater dimension, basically. No, this exact shrine, this exact area, it's in HorrorCon, and that's kind of like how they kind of like justify that. But it's kind of like a small crossover. It doesn't affect the story at all.
It's still pretty cool.
But yeah.
That is pretty cool. I'm glad they do this sort of thing. Kyoto, can you drop the portal for us now that we all have it preloaded?
I mean, as long as you're opening the same world, it should be preloaded first. It doesn't have to be the same instance.
Well, I would hope that we are on the same instance. Last time I misunderstood that what you said. Let me see here. Yeah, I have the notification open, but I don't really know how to drop a portal based on the notification without. It doesn't actually seem to give me that option. Ah, here it is. I make it as. What should I make it as? A group or a public? Okay, I'll make it as a public one. Drop portal. Here we go, and here, so we can all enter. We can enter in this one.
Sometimes.
Yeah, it's still preloaded. It works.
Loading real quick. I'm not gonna bother with the B-roll.
Also, happy Shark Week.
That car did not sound good.
It's Shark
Yeah,
Week.
exactly. So yeah,
Fix it
that
with the camera
car,
real quick.
your car died. You coming into this map, your car died. So this is, at least it's not, a thunderstorm at night. Is everybody here? So what we're gonna do in this map, we've seen most of the stuff. We're gonna run through it. I'm just gonna point out the details. Most of the stuff we already know. So this should go really quick because the horror part at the end of this is very short. Everybody good? All right, let's go. This would technically be your first visit if you were visiting the maps in order. But this again happened 6 months after what that took place.
Real quick, maybe we should make sure everybody's in English.
Oh, yes, please do. Bring up your menu again by double-clicking, go on settings, and make sure you click on English.
And turn up your movement speed if you want. I always forget.
Hey, I need to put
Yes,
some tea, sugar in my tea, so I need to fix that.
Welcome to Komorisaki Village. Good job making it all the way out here in the sticks.
Oh, that's nice.
The bus stop, because I'm sure that a lot of people don't work necessarily in the village. One of the things, first thing, I gotta turn on the world audio and turn up the. So one of the first things you're gonna notice here is that we have a missing poster for Ichigo. It's been 6 months. They're still missing posters, and Komorisaki still has the posters up for. They're still planning on doing development, but I haven't seen any changes. So I don't think the development's actually happened. That was December. We're in July or June or July. I forgot the actual date, but we know that it's what's going on is that Ichigo has gone missing. And we're trying to, and they haven't actually started. So whatever them blocking the construction so far has been working out good. So now they're celebrating their summer festival, which is also designed to bring in more people. It's no longer Ichigo's dad. It's another regular villager. People come in from all over the place.
Oh, man,
Everyone's getting carried away. Here. I'm imagining all the elderly people are part of the major faction. If we go up there, we will see Vket or Vketnyan's cat, and he's acting pretty normal towards us. So he's just there meowing. We're gonna go back. This is where we're gonna get the part.
Typical cat.
Signage all the same, but now we get journals, and we're wondering what is this journal all about? So this is the journal that's basically going to explain this piece of paper here establishes the base lore for Vket. This and the next one. So Komorisaki Village explains what it is. It started in the medieval period, and everybody's leaving. It's an isolated. They do these things to bring in fresh residents, but it hasn't been working out as well as they'd hoped to. So they stage all these special events and fair year by year, but it's not bringing in people the way they had hoped. One of those signs that I thought this was really cool, and it's a cool concept of how Vket works. One of the signs actually says, "They're always watching me, inside beneath the vending machine, inside the mailbox and everything." And you're thinking, what the heck is this person talking about? But if you go here, and you look underneath the vending machine, there's actually a webcam. And I believe they have a couple of other ones hidden as well. Yeah, so I think this is an independent booth. They're not really advertising anything, but there are like webcams hidden in places they shouldn't be. Jeez Louise. Again, great job they did with like the horror maps in this thing. All right, we're going to continue on. So this is the person that establishes the lore of Komoriko. The seafood, it's a fishing village. They have seafood and the handcrafted baskets. So this is where we know that this is the actual birthplace of Komoriko. And here,
bother to move the thing.
Oh no! So it's in here the whole time. I think it's just again. That's why I think it's mostly just decorative.
No.
This is a well-kept house, though. And Nigo, she seems very excited and completely recovered from a traumatic incident that happened 6 months ago.
Yeah, no problem.
Not sure why that is, but you can tell that she's like, okay.
Scars.
Well, I don't think I think that mostly wasn't her blood.
What?
Mm-mm.
That's a whole other thing. So festival's fired up. You see more posters, the same posters as before. And we're gonna go around the other area again real quick. Because here, another journal. Oh, what's this? About Komori Heavy Industries and frictions in the village. So this is where it establishes how Komori actually started. And so the current executives actually wishes to revitalize the area. This is very odd for Komoriko. Komoriko usually doesn't seem to, for most of their history, doesn't really seem to give much of a dang about anybody, but the profit margin. So for them to actually want to do something is very different. And of course, the instant they try to be decent, it blows up in their faces. No good deed goes unrewarded, although this is an indication of what you should not do. Here we actually have the rice is growing, and the scarecrows are. Yeah, the scarecrows do have a face, I guess. Just their eyes that are closed off. Smiling. And she's,
though.
yeah, she still doesn't have. This elderly villager does not have an opinion about anything. He's just happy to still be growing.
What about the scarecrow positions you were talking about earlier?
So the scarecrows before were
they're back
on
in the
the
center.
road. They were on the road. Now they're back in the actual patties. They were like stuck on the side of the road. It's just a difference that you notice from one world version to the other.
So they're like weeping angels.
What is this thing?
I have no idea, but it's really cool.
I never did figure this booth out.
No, this is just. I do believe it's this independent
A
book.
weird booth. Yeah.
Showcasing the. How they say, showcasing the users per instance, kind of like.
Oh.
I could have sworn there was a working. This was a working shooting gallery.
No.
There's another booth similar to that in a different map.
Also, the
All right.
super sword.
Everyone needs one of those.
Like the sword
Oh,
is
train.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, we're gonna really. I'm really. There's a reason I'm pushing through this is because I want to make sure that we get to see everything. There's still some more to go. So 2 villagers that are explaining redeveloping the village is totally out of the question. As long as we're self-sufficient and got our backs, we don't need takes. No, thank you. They don't want anybody messing around with their affairs. And you're more crowds fun and all, but I can't go feeling that the festival being changed to something else by Komori. So they don't like somebody else coming in and dictating the rules. You know, they want more people, but they want to do it.
That's
And
Japan
of
for you.
course, yep. And more
Uncle
posters.
Mario.
Yeah. So at the first instance, we saw 1 poster, then we saw 2. Now we're seeing like 7. But you can notice that something's going on with Ichigo's dad. He's a little bit more desperate than he was before. Curious about the notice here? Yes, you should be concerned too. Half a year back during Ichigo Matsuri, girl who moved in when missing. And he said, and this one's pretty hard to get. A daughter stolen found to this day. Must be a huge toll for the father. I hear he goes out to look for her every day, even though after work his village is done. Poor sod. But he used to work for Komoriko. He's still living here. He can't leave because he hasn't found his daughter yet. And you notice there's more posters, and they're slightly different. If you notice it, they're a little bit. He's a little bit more desperate than before. And that actually goes into play in just a bit. And again, the blockade's still happening. You have to go around.
You can grab the log, by the way.
You can, but you can't do anything with them. It's a red herring.
Bonk.
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 Okay, yeah, you can.
Bonk.
I guess you can do that with them.
Bonk.
It's bonk. It's bonk, you shark
Do you
person.
think they planned something but ran out of time?
Maybe there's a couple of Vket maps that I feel like there should have been more story to it than they did. Here, this. Now you have posters that are like sloppily done, and it's very rough, and they're just spread on the floor, and you wonder why. So you look, okay, a couple posters here, a couple posters here. I wonder what's going on in this direction. And you may or may not have ever seen this before, and you remember that other sign about the warning in the river? And this
No.
guy wasn't here before either. So this leads me to believe that maybe this is where her father met his end. And they put that statue there to, indicate that.
There's one in the water down here. There's one like under the rock in the water.
Yeah, the one underwater. And that's what makes me think that's what happened.
Yeah.
Because he's so desperate looking for his daughter. He's spreading signs. Even the signs are getting worse and worse. If daughter Ichigo, please help. Where? The phone number's still written correctly, though.
Hey.
Komorisaki Shrine. We are about 3 minutes done from being done with this map, so we're gonna rush through this part real quick. So Furano is introducing herself, of course. You know, hope you enjoy Komorisaki. She doesn't remember you, which means you're a different player. You're not the person you were before. Shrine Maiden, may good fortune be with you. Goldfish shopping, 300 yen, yeah. We did we? I'm sorry. Where was it? Oh yeah, you're right. Here we go. Yes, the note. That is important. Thank you. So this is the note explaining the origin of Komori-sama. So bloodlines from outside are taken in to become part of the village, and none are leaked out. The casual origin and custom seems to be the entity of Komori-sama. A local deity worshipped in the village is supposed to come Tsunimaki, meaning god of the land. Okay. Festivals are held in Hiko Matsuri, which is the one that, you know, stay in, and Komoris Matsuri in the summer, where human outsiders are invited in, never to depart. So you're invited in, and you're not allowed to leave. This is a one-way ticket, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Sorry for a little bit of rush. I want to make sure that we get this all done in time.
Wait, Nekani.
What'd you miss?
Oh, I did. Where?
Another book.
Oh, there's one on top of the steps. I am so sorry.
They're in
Frictions around the village. So these are kind of like there is a sequence to read them, and they're not necessarily in the correct sequence. So the conservative family faction of residents, the head Komori family, which is the one that has a Bui bloodline, holds a strong influence in the resistance movement, making negotiations difficult. In a moment's force, some Komori heavy industry sending construction machinery and materials to the village, leading to anger-induced sabotage by the residents and repeated clashes between the two. Potamus on this is the negotiator's family, sent by Komori Heavy Industries, with the father being the negotiator and his daughter being the only other family member. The way this is worded leads me to believe that it's being written by Ichigo. I'm sorry, not Ichigo, Nigo, which is her friend, because she's starting to assemble this dossier on Komorisaki village and everything that's going on after 6 months of her friend disappearing, because she wants to be able to communicate with other people and let them know, hey, this is what's going on, this is what the situation is, these are the people involved, this is what happened. So now we can carry on. Thank you for pointing out the missing page for me. Here we reach the end of this part of the non-horror section. The horror section in the following is very short, but so we'll be able to get through it fast and do the next map. What I'm going to have everybody do now is I'm going to have you preload the next world, so once we're done, we can just skip right into it. So I'm going to I need to draw a portal. Do not go in this portal, just preload the world. All right.
Apparently I had that one.
Everybody preloaded? All right, let's go. And here, this is how you would find out. This is what kind of forces you to go in sequence. You wouldn't. The codes are ready. The lock has been broken. It's outside, and this is how you would know how to get in the second part of it.
So in a weird time loop, would that mean we're the reason the lock is there?
No, because the person that actually opened the lock was Ichigo, which is very odd because you saw her walking off of the thing and actually coming towards here, unlocking and going down, which means she knew what the code was, which is why I think that she's being influenced to be headed into that area. Now, why she's heading in there and later on is being captured and dragged back into there is kind of a weird thing. I haven't quite figured that part out yet. There is one final book over there we're going to check out. And this is the ominous one. Komorisaki village is the home to a poisonous custom, a custom imagined and ingrained to ensure the prosperity of its residents, stemming from their belief in Komori-sama. To stay is to be safe, and humanity's best when away from the rest. This is enforced further by the Komori family leading the village, an unforgiving force to those who try to run. To think they would sever fugitives' connection to the outside by literally severing their limbs. These bastards are nothing but murderers acting in the name of God. So they're very, the way they handle things here is very violently. They want people to come in, they don't want anybody to leave. All right, so now we can go in. All right, so this part should be fairly quick. I want to make sure that everybody's here with us. We're just going to go in, go through the thing. There's a couple more journals on the way down, and I will give a quick explanation that we'll move forward. Come on down.
Oh, I forgot about this.
Yeah, watch it. High speed does make you flip out gravity wise. So
Hate to get yeeted.
So Furlano.
Oh, this is the shrine you were talking about earlier.
Yes, this is the shrine that we came across in the second. We're heading down towards it, but this is an area that's supposed to be sacred. Only the shrine maiden and the people of the Bui love bloodline, which are the leadership of Komorisaki village, are supposed to be allowed to come down here. So you're going to see Furlano. She, at this point, is kind of possessed. Her text is going to be in all caps. And she explained only the blue line is allowed to be here. So you can tell that that's not for the Furlano that we just met at the shrine. She's behaving very differently, which leads you to believe that something's going on.
Book?
Sorry. The book. The Village Secret Part 2. Even as I write this, I'm being cornered further into the dark, deeper into the shrine grounds. I can see the lights and the torches getting closer and closer. At any moment, I too might be turned into a Hikikomori. Hikikomori, again, being the person that stays inside, is never let out and doesn't go out. Please, whoever's reading this, get out while you still can with this journal. Release its contents to the pub, and then it ends. This, again, is what makes me believe that this is a dossier being written by Nigo to have you take away with you to, expose the secrets of this dark village. And
I'm not scared. I'm a shark.
oh, okay. Well, we'll fix it in the next one. We'll take a couple minute break. So you're gonna see Nigo over here. Nigo's the one that I believe again wrote that dossier, wrote the script, and she's basically she is bloodied, so she's trying to escape. Basically, what happened is they found out that she's been doing this, and they're chasing her down. And you are coming across paths. So she's like, "What are you doing here? You got to get out. Don't be here. You're in the right place. You're in a bad place. They're coming after us." So as soon as you approach her, she's gonna let you know, and then she's gonna vanish. Don't go any further. They'll be here any minute. It's not like you really have much of an area to go. You're either gonna jump in the ocean, or at least it's summer. The water shouldn't be that hot. And of course, before you go into the final. So we've reached the entrance to Komori-sama's cave. This is the inner sanctum, not the inner sanctum, but you can see Nigo there at the entrance. I would imagine one could fit through those bars pretty easily, but that's besides the point. So she's over there. You've accompanied her down from this area, and once you talk to her, she's going to say, "Well, it's too late for us." And then when you turn around, you're going to see what happens. And then this area is going to be over. So we'll get to that part, and then we'll meet back at the just outside the shrine, where I'll show you the spreadsheet, and we'll create the portal to the next instance. Listen, forget everything you saw here today. I wouldn't want you to go missing too. You need to go out before it's too late. Get out. Then you look back, and you find out, yep, it's too late.
Wait, why the hell are they here?
They were the ones that were chasing Nigo, and they caught you both. And Okomari-sama is now laughing too. In other words, what I can tell. Oh wait. Let's wait everybody to get back in. So the basic point of this is, what's going on is both Nigo and the player, you were caught by the villagers, and that's that. You're done. It's you guys were sacrificed just like Nigo, like Ichigo was previously. And if you know your Vket, if you've been to other maps, it's not just Vket 01, but Vket 02, which is Nigo, that shows up as well, that reappears. And there's a reason that they reappear later, which is what we're going to see in the following two maps, which is what Anomalous Materials answers a question that's been on my mind for a couple of years now, is why are those particular ones coming back? I thought that it had to do with her dad being an Komori representative, probably having some influence within the company, trying to start a research project that lasts, but that's not what the case is. Oh yes, let me drop this here real quick. I'll be very quick with this. Expressions. There you all are.
1 and 2. They had knew something would happen.
You know,
The other
right?
thing about that change is, I feel like due to this, how big the gaps were between the bars, I think it's only supposed to keep out that one
Just
big
keep the
creature.
god in, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just keep the god
that is very plausible. Theory wall board. General ish Komorisaki 2. There we go. Oh, all right. So because we didn't see them before, here's like a good example of seeing how the wanted postings get progressive, and you can tell that this is the older one, and the more recent ones are getting worse and worse. Also, the path and the little information it was those who jumped the gun. Last thing to hear is a splash down the something in void. In other words, yeah, this is why I think that her dad also perished at the end of that. Another person. You have the Puranos change, so to speak, and of course that audio effect that if you had your world audio on, you would have heard the car approaching with actually stuttering. In the back, and this is why I didn't worry too much about missing the journals, because in the back I took pictures of all the journals. So all the journals are here together, and you have 2 sets. You have 3 journals total, 3 journal pages total, and they're done 2 sets. Komorisaki, Okomori-sama, and then Komori, and the dispute that they're having together, and finally the 2 parts about the village secret, and why I think that they're the ones that Nigo is the one that and the player are the ones that are getting sacrificed towards the end. Because if you remember, Ichigo, when she was captured by Komorisama was laughing.
Oh, they're laughing with the villagers now. Because remember, all the villagers are laughing in the next one. That's why.
Exactly, and all the villagers are laughing because that's the thing. They laugh. That's why they're acting suspicious, because that's what's going on. Nobody happens to have Okomori. No, Vket 0. Would you by chance? Avatar? Probably not. I would have. I know if Lund said he might have shown up. If that was the case, we probably would be able to see Vket 0. But you can go ahead and create the drop the portal for the next one. Any questions about this? So this is all in the 1980s, and this is actually out of date. I can go ahead and close that
Was
out.
that
There you are.
Awakening? Awakening was it, right?
A question, Nikoni.
Awakening, yes. Yeah, go ahead.
So, and I might have missed it. Piranha was talking about stuff that I don't know if it was the player character that was wearing or if it was the other one. She was talking about like the hair clips and the outfit and the accessories. What was she talking about?
So, Furano, and Nigo and Ichigo are all very good friends. And Ichigo actually is the one that dresses up like Vket-chan. So Furano here became such good friends with Ichigo that she started copying her style, and that's what we see, and that's why she has the hair clips that eventually become a staple part of Vket-chan. So they're talking about that because they're all friends. You ready?
I'm ready. And there it is.
Here's the portal, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one.
This one is Vket Global Team Instance. So sorry for Nekuni was dropping them as Publix. You should be able to join us now. Sorry about that.
Crazy, because I never would have even thought to connect this to the other one, but now it makes so much more sense.
So I'm waiting for everybody to arrive.
No.
Yeah. We're going to have some more people show up since that instance was public and they couldn't figure out how to get in.
Well, we'll go. Yeah. So I'm going to go over like some basic notes. So we were in the 1980s, right? 1980s, everybody, 1980s. Information is going to show up here, and stuff is going to fall into place. So there's some information here that shows up. That's going to show up that falls into something we skipped over. Not we purposely skipped over, but between 1980 and 2000, it says it's 2000X. So it's between 2000 and 2009 is when both of these maps happen. So we're 20 something years in the future. There's information in here that states in 1985, Komorisaki village gets destroyed. There's a major torrential downpour. There's a massive landslide. I guess they never got that renovation project, and the village was completely wiped out. The few survivors that were there, 1 year after this disaster, vanished. They don't know where they went. They just completely vanished. Now, what I'm saying is very spoiler-ridden because obviously we're here to talk about the lore, and I can't talk about the lore without telling you what happened. So, basically, we have the Komorisaki village gets vanished, and Komorisaki company goes in there to try to investigate what happened because there's a lot of reports of the surviving villagers vanishing, and they go over there and there's an incident, and they lose more people. After that happens, they actually set up the Anomalous Research Institute, and they send a specific group in there to figure out what happened, and with that group, accompanied by a couple of guest visitors, including Furlano, which he was one of the survivors, are able to capture Okomori-sama. So when we're going to be visiting here is one of, not the only one, it's one of various institutes that do anomalous research containment for profit. Brought to you by Komoriko. All right. I guess people can start joining us if they do. For this one, since this is one of the new ones, if you want to bring up the Vket menu, just bring up your regular menu. Click on the button on the side there. Go ahead and hit move speed, and you can bring it up to ×3. This is the short version of the map. The horror section for this is really short. The following one is the really long one, but the benefit of that one is all the secrets, all the special areas, the 3 or 4 areas that we're going to explore are in the second map. This is why I want to get through this one fast, because the next one's the one that's going to have all the information. There are various tablets here, and we can read them really quickly, but I also have all the tablets on the board that we can read later on. All right.
Hell
so let's
yeah.
get moving. Woo!
Thank you, but
Into the lab.
every
my
time.
God, what's this?
More Mecha Mart in the future?
More Mecha Mart.
Shameless plug.
So here you're, yeah, shame. It is a shame. Mecha Mart's in my personal head lore. It lives rent free in my head lore. So the story here is that you are a new employee of the Anomalous Research Lab. Just got hired on. You got your credentials, which I forgot to put on my character, but and the director is who's this character? We know her very well, Furlano. When I saw her, I thought it might have
Why
not
is
been her.
everything in Japanese?
Make sure you're in English.
Yeah.
You gotta change your settings.
Language gets changed. So even though it's been 20-something years, she looks pretty much the same. But she is also the director of this location. We'll find out later why. The other two main characters. The other two main characters of this map are Sahara, and Mukai. They're the junior and a senior people positioned here at the plant. And the reason they have these decorative things on their faces, they're actually protection scrolls to help, because we are dealing with anomalous entities that have all sorts of different powers. This helps protect them against influence by entities and deities. Why everybody's not wearing one, I am not sure, and would like to get one myself. So we can head down the elevator to the next section. If you go in back, keep forgetting that
How
fact.
they see through those things, I'm not sure.
That is another good question. It must be one of those very thin pieces of paper.
So I have a wild question theory real quick, Nekone.
Go ahead.
Have you noticed the name tag Cypher all over the place?
Yes. So thank you for mentioning that. There are various levels of access, from patent to cipher, I believe, or Vigo. There's, depending on how dangerous the entity is or how lucrative the entity is, it gets stored further and further and further down the research lab. So all the colors of the cards are basically what your access permits you, what your level of access permits you to do. we're starting out, so we're the lowest tier of the company. But because we're done with we're basically tasked with the dirty work, taking people coffee and buying them soda drinks from the Vket vending machine. We are allowed to go down there because we're just visiting. We're not actually doing any work down there, but we shouldn't be able to access anything. But thank you for reminding me. So everything you see here, you know, oh, it's all clean, it's all beautiful, it's well designed, they spent a lot of money on it. This is where they're extracting their commercial products from. These are all the entities they're extracting their commercial products from. It's yeah, it's interesting how they go about doing that. You'll also notice that fact when it comes to the advertisements and the panels. As you go down, things start to get more industrialized. And of course, here we have our two guys again. Let's see what they're saying. They're going to bake. Anomalous four classes going from patent to vegan, and that's what the tags represent. There are several groups. In addition to the research categories, there's 3 different entities that deal with containment of these anomalous entities, and we'll find out on the tablet what they are later. Here is where the big connection happens. The advertisement posters, and you see why is the reason that these exist? Why are we doing all of this? Because we're getting information from these entities to develop products. Oh, this entity excretes a substance that helps, you know, increases your cure factor, or this one takes out, alleviates stress. And then this is basically what they want to do. They want to research these entities for both power, technological advancement, and profit. Further down here, remedy for all, stamina and vitality. What kind of vitality? Well, it's also a quasi-drug. It's another pharmaceutical company. We still don't have a direct connection, but one more down the line. Oh my God! It's Komori Heavy Industries.
Baskets.
Yeah. Baskets. Get it? Now you know the connection. From baskets to caskets, and that's a sub language because you know they were a basket company, and now they cause the caskets. You can take from that what you want, but it is now we know that there's a connection between Komori and this area. They try to leave it level, but the connection runs really deep. All right, so we'll continue going down. Did I miss anything? No, I did not. A vending machine. Vending machines, in fact.
That's a conspiracy on its own.
Oh yeah, they're fresh out of everything.
Yeah, you have to go to the main one.
Out of order.
And here is the final poster. I don't know. Does anybody know Latin? Because I haven't translated this part yet. So before any questions, quarantine to keep us educated and encapsulated for profitable discovery disket. It's a very portal way of thinking about things, until the inevitable QED, quad et demonstratum.
That just means what was to be demonstrated. It's like, that's what we wanted. That's what we're showing you.
Oh, yeah, for profitable discovery. So it's all about the money. And here's a level 2 researcher. Hey, yo, fresh recruits. First day, no pressure. They say inspection duty, but the first run's more of an introduction for you guys. So we're basically just getting introduced to everything. Nobody's expecting to go.
Also a cipher.
Oops. That doesn't look good.
The locked off door.
Don't worry about what's behind the tape. It'll come into play later.
It's normal.
It's normal.
Who left their luggage in the stairwell?
Sahara,
our senior researcher.
See, now he talks about ciphers.
Yeah, they're the safer side. Maybe just what you want to believe. Stay alert. They're anomalies after all. We never know. So this is for the stuff that could be dangerous, but they think it's okay. They got it well contained. but they're still drawing commercial research from it. You'll notice that here it's more science than commercial, at least to the aesthetics of what's going on. You don't
feel like
necessarily go down there. There's nothing going down there other than the incredibly nice booths. DBQT's booth is there. Here's one of the coffee I delivered.
Shout out.
How does what? Wormy Planet. Oh, well,
aliens.
The aliens, exactly.
Aliens.
So here we have 2 new posters.
Oh, another one.
This is the posters that kind of led you to believe, okay, there's something going off. So we're no longer just commercializing. Now we're advocating for employee safety, or because employees are expensive to train, we don't want them to just die on us. So if you feel something's off, report it. That's pretty much what it says. Medical staff. And this very next one here is basically, if you see somebody possessed, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Don't talk, don't communicate. Beware humanoid anomalies. If you see anomalies that looks human, don't treat it as such, because you never know what they might actually do to you. And again, this is kind of what establishes the year, so to speak, 2000, and then it got broken, so we don't know what the exact year is. And of course, the Wormy Planet. This should be really.
This fooled me. I went in there first last time, and I'm like, no, that's not where it's supposed to go.
It's well done. It is well done for looking like it's part of the universe.
Right.
All right, now we're going a bit further. It's a little bit more industrialized. And these guys in yellow are one of the various containment entities. They're separate. They're not part of the research team, but they are here for containment purposes. From living things to ordinary looking items, the entities could come in many forms. I got one staring at me. In other words, this is where your mimics are going to be at.
Speaking of a mimic.
I think Pokemon owns this booth. You know what? At the very least, they need to get this check for you, Vket, man.
It fits so well.
All right.
Does this count as an entity?
It does kind of have this Komori. The face is very nice, though. I like the face. I wonder why I like the face so much. The face is pretty cool.
This one has been definitely been a favorite this year.
When you get it right, why change?
Or this.
All right. So we're making it further towards the end.
Also, I missed so much lore just to make.
I like how the momentum just makes the smallest thing into a round.
All right, so yeah, it does, just because we're going at high speed. So here's one of our first entities, and I have to apologize because before I came on, I did do a research, and I listed all the different entity numbers, all the different entities have a number, a name, what their abilities are, and finally what category they're put in. So the entities that we're seeing, the further down they are, the more powerful they are. This is, I forget if this is a Komori, but I don't think it is. I'm trying to remember.
This one had a name. I'm trying to remember what it's called.
There's two main ones. There's AKA, which is the main guy, and there's Okomori. Yeah, I think AKA and Okomori are the two main. No, I have it on my board.
You know what? To be continued.
1 second, I'm gonna drop this.
Well, a thing we skipped earlier was the person in a tube, and it's saying that
Animals class and custom layers.
Encountering a parasite that changed their personality to being really mean, and also it was like turning them into goo, I think. And
oh, that was at the entrance, yeah.
Yeah.
I did miss that. Okay.
Are the two things on the side entities or trying to contain that?
Yeah. The entrance.
Those are made for containment. But the reason I did this is to make it easier for us. Research 2, Komorisaki, research 1. There we go. All right, so this answers also the question that Kyoto had earlier with the different entities. So these are the level of entities from patent animus, they're controlled. It's basically the further down it goes, the more crazy and difficult it is to control, and more or less profitable. That there on the side is the entities that these are the listed entities that we're going to find in the tablets along the way. and what their powers are and what their names are. So on one side you have petrification, accelerated ascension, that which may be made of the marsh. This is the one that's the goo one, entity number 261. 481 is Okomori, and aka the dissolve and mind control. This is the one that basically dissolves anything that it comes into contact with, gets dissolved into shadow. Sometimes they do experiments where they try to have entities together to try to see what happens if you put two different forces of nature together. And this is very important for later. One of the secrets we're going to find. We're going to find out that try and amplify an entity's power by combining different entities together is one of the things they experiment here to try to see what they can get. It's very risky research. And of course, this is the Dragon's Nest Branch Omega is the name of this, is the code name of this particular branch of the Anomalous Research Institute. Komoriko Lab captures contains various private entities to create new technology and produces for profit. Products for profit. Furano has become the director of this branch thanks to her connection with Komori-sama and the influence in Komoriko. So she has a connection to Komoriko and Komori-sama, and because of that, she's gained power and become the person that's leading this area. And in the back of the board, which you can see, I did take a picture of almost all the commercial posters that they have on this map. There's only one that I left out. But if you haven't gotten a picture of it before now, then it would be a good opportunity to do so.
Is Furano the only black card?
I'm sorry?
Is Furano the only black?
Wow, I fell. Oh my god. The speed got me. We teleport back.
Co-workers, I don't understand why she has to have that much. Why a kid has that much access. Oh,
that was funny. I hit that ramp and I went flying.
Yep, that has a lot of time speed.
The stream must have loved that.
So here are like 3 entities, question mark? Like that thing and this thing?
So the two on the side, I don't think are entities, or if they are grown entities. The idea for these guys is to keep this guy in check.
Maybe it's an entity they just managed to control. Well, you said that they combine entities to get different results. Maybe they got these 2 entities and realized they can be used to control other entities.
One of the entities is powers are mummification and levitation. I think this is the one that it is, because we will get to see later what it actually does. So it's one of that. It's called the oh yeah, I did have it on the board. It was called the Ascension. Let me put this on here. Buff drop, and it's the one that says Ascension. Yeah, this is entity number 382, and I believe Orlando's trying to combine 382 with 481. Huh?
Everything just changed colors.
Huh. So you just it changes colors. There's 2 reasons. One is because it's the booth you're in.
Oh, it's
There's
the
a certain
okay.
Yeah.
I looked at the badges and I was like, what happened?
Oh, yeah, I was about to say that's the influence of that, but then I realized when I was looking at you, because that's the booth.
Played on the idea that they are entities themselves.
Yeah.
The clipboards are the part of this map that actually hold a lot of the information regarding the entity. There's 2 clipboards in this area. We may have passed some, but there's going to be more. There's 1 clipboard down there, and there's 1 clipboard up here.
Cool. Oh,
yes.
I didn't see this one.
Oh, I never see this one. I see the one on top. Cool.
They're numbered, so it helped out a lot.
So-and-so from Research Director Assistant so-and-so. I fully understand that you hold unfavorable sentiments towards Research Director Furano and her current treatment. To state the facts, she is clearly under some influence of AE-481 Okumori-sama and has shown no signs of aging since her appearance. However, her contributions to the stable encapsulation of countless AEs are undeniable, as is per periodic loyalty assessment grades. And
above all, her appointment as research director was issued by no under the company itself. I trust that you, as senior research, understand what that implies. So yeah, and you'll get an achievement for reading one of those. And this one here, autopsy revealed that patients exposed to A332 had undergone severe brain deformation, with some tissues even drying or shriveling, similar to what that of natural mummification seen historically on Buddhists amongst final prayers. Another area of note was extremities at the bottom, most prominent of the fingertips, and the material of the mummified area had begun shifting to wood-like composition. The limited spread is likely due to short exposure time, but with enough is easily imaginable for the phenomenon to extend to the rest of the body. Given the entity's shape and form, one can describe the effect as force, instant enlightenment through mummification. That is this entity. There's another part of it.
That's what it is.
Then this wouldn't be 481, which is Okomori.
That's not 481, so that's not Okomori. Okomori is actually Okomori is one of the secret areas that we are going to visit. So I don't know why this is here. It is here. It is a thing. You can go on top. I think it's for you to take pictures, and you can go down. You don't gain anything. You don't lose anything. But it's a part of the map. So
I guess it's to help with traffic.
Here, you got a slingshot into the goo. There's a ladder right here for you to get out. There is a tablet for this area in the end, but yeah, this is also an entity. This entity, this slime entity, basically can replicate forms that it comes into contact with, and expands for no understandable reason. So they have to constantly pump it out. How they get rid of it, I do not know.
Well, a weird thing too, I don't know if you noticed.
Hopefully it's not like the red eyes from SCP, where any water that comes in contact becomes more of the SCP.
Have you noticed, like, it's kind of got, like, branches?
Yes. One more tablet over here. A certain experiment report 49. Certain amount of minutes experiment started, subject continues to divide and multiply the rate at so many milliliters per minute. Our sensors indicate increase and decrease in the numbers, indicating the sequence of activity completely ignores the law of conservation of energy. Subject makes contact with a test rat, though no signs of decomposition, consumption are present. The first instant shows the clear signs of transformation. The subject shape begins to resemble a test rat, and subsequently a humanoid next. This suggests that degree intelligence and some form of external sensory method to be present on the subject, as indicated by its attempt to mimic the human observer outside the chest chamber. So first it turned into Cupid, and then it became a human.
Always Cupid's fault.
Always Cupid.
The funny thing is, the lore for my character, he is pretty much a slime in a metal shell.
Okay, so this is the first indication of AKA. AKA, one of the troublesome anomalous properties of AKA is the power to make any subject comes in contact to dissolve into shadow. Partial disappearance, essentially. The company's shadows, and I close that off on me. The company's shadows from this can be classified as contamination zone of sorts, which we'll run into later. On the subject of contamination, another one of its properties, mind contamination, deserves attention. It is believed that AKA is capable of psychologically influencing intelligent life forms through unknown means, potentially making the affected into its pawn. In other words, it can control people. It's most likely this influence extends not only to humans, but to other anomalous entities as well. Although the anti-mind contamination device, which is what we saw on the faces of those researchers, issued to our personnel to some degree of effectiveness, the numerous uncovered aspects of AKA leave the reliability of the protection into question. So they're using something to help minimize the effect, but they're not necessarily sure that that will be enough because they don't know everything they know about this entity. This is a very high-grade entity.
We've gone to why it's called AKA, right?
I actually do
think
not
that's
know
at
why
the
it's called AKA.
I do know why.
Okay,
Yeah.
when we get to that part, you're going to tell me.
Okay.
All right, so we've reached the bowels.
Yeah.
This is the final area of. This is where the most. This is the dragons. This is the dragon's nest. The most powerful of the entities is stored down there. Now, the reason we see where we are and why everything's so bravely lit, you'll notice later that all these floodlights are being used to lock the entity, the AKA, downstairs. So heaven forbid we ever lose power. But we're good. We're safe for now because it's nice and quiet, and it's been stable and hasn't shown any sign of activity in a very, very long time. All right.
The RNG
This
entity.
apparently was super popular. Don't get sucked
Every
in.
time.
Elite is definitely an anomaly.
It's trying to mind control you guys. It's trying to mind control you.
Here, Dio.
Oh, it works.
They've been captured. They're too far gone.
Effective use of the whiteboard.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go gambling.
Let's go gambling.
It's only, I don't need to make a Mega Mart booth. I just need to make a single booth that's nothing but just like a slot machine.
Right.
The Vega for
I mean, they already did that in.
disaster.
They already did that in Parareal
Add the
Japan.
gotcha machines on the side. Make them functional.
Oh, make them functional. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. This is informative folklore division's connection between. Oh, I'm sorry. Has discovered multiple connections referring to between AE 142 and AE 520. I'll request approval for further review. This document is basically stating that the important thing to take away from this is the entity 142 petrification. It can turn things into stone, and that they every so often they conduct activities or experiments where they try to put entities next to each other to see what the outcome is. So either increase their power level or see what effect it actually does. And people that are familiar with the whole, anomalous thing that comes from the internet know that they do this a lot. They experiment a lot by mixing up things and see what happens. And of course, our junior researcher here is not feeling very well. This is not an area to be, be taken lightly. All right, this next area. We're not going to rush through this next area because there's something very important you may or may not have seen. I'm going to wait for everybody to come in, but everybody's here. Everybody's here. Is everybody here? Yes. We are going to see the one thing, and do not bonk me, that is very important to VK lore, and that is...
Is it
Oh
anime?
my God, what is this? What is this? It's a
Oh,
log.
does that look familiar?
The log is back.
Go bonk them.
It's a log.
Do it for
It's a
my
log.
friend.
Our friend.
Hey, look at this. It's more logs. And what is this? All right, so no K truck. Yeah, that's you can get a K truck down here. So look at this. What we got in here? Sort of, maybe. Hey, no
similar styles.
No lights. Oh, no.
It's radius. There you go.
Hey, this is where we saw the
cheating.
bat. The bat with nails on the table.
I think we all need to grab one of these logs and start banging on the door. We'll get in that way. No, that's not what's actually.
That's the true meaning of the logs.
The true meaning of the logs. I mean, I'm telling you, the logs are a red herring. They put it there just to mess with me.
The logs are the key.
You in that something is
see anything is, So that is now. How do we get in there?
A log?
Interesting. All right.
Never forget the logs.
My movement speed came back. They gave me my movement back.
All right, so researchers, the dragons. So this is explaining what this in front of is. The dragon's vein, a specific flow of energy considered important to Omeo and Feng GMC. Facilities built on one of these. Our facilities built on one of these. Many convergences point to these veins known as the dragon nest. One notable effect is how AEs react inside of one. Considerable number of entities transferred here from other branches have exhibited shifts in behavior. Because of the uniqueness, many AEs were relocated despite the risk is concentrated to many single points. So they should know better than putting a lot of anomalous entities in one area. What is strange is that the transfer shows sign of suppression. In other words, they're easier to control. In other words, the company, Komorisaki, and not spoil anything, has found that this is a great place to store anomalous entities because they behave better when they're close because they're afraid of what the heck's down there.
Could be a
Dragon Bane.
The Dragon Vein, yes. The Dragon Vein are not the AKA Entity X, the big boy. That's what's down there. We'll find that out very soon. Through one means or another. Oh. Do yourselves all a favor and switch your back to normal because Nobody needs to be hopping around as much as they are right now.
I'm feeling that.
All right, so now we have.
You know,
reached
I
the
like.
break-
I like how they didn't bother to construct anything until we get to this break room, and there's like, we need to make it nice and clean here. It's here.
Yeah, because you got to be able to rest up properly. You got to be able to enjoy a nice beverage. A nice can of oil for you.
Which I can't seem to get to work here.
No, they
They sold
do
out.
work in the hub world, so if you had a chance to try it out later. All right, so don't want anybody. Phew, I think I'm feeling better after that drink. Sorry if I caused some worry back there. Just what a dreadful feeling. All right, we're gonna go ahead and go inside. Crimson apparently jumped in the portal by accident and went to Hawaii.
It's unfortunate.
I saw them jump and then they vanished.
Oh no.
Amateur doesn't turn portal.
All right, let's go ahead and enter in this area. Ooh, okay. So before you click on the panel, so this is basically we're in the inner sanctum. This is as if you had gone into Komorisaka's enter place, and that's the portal. It's drawn with all sorts. I'm guessing that this portal is prehistoric, and this is where the company drew its logo from, because you can actually see the logo up in the front. There are also some more tablets down here. Oh,
This is a tablet that explains it. Why it's called AKA.
Oh, here we go. The AKA. So why is it called AKA? Because it doesn't say why it's called AKA. What does AKA mean?
The reason AKA is short for also known as. You cannot put a name on these things because names give it power.
Right.
And I believe it's also a reference to the SCP Scarlet King, where the more that you document about this thing, the more powerful the entity becomes. Literally, that's why there's no definitive SCP-1. In fact, one of the stories is that there's multiple SCP-1s made to try and prevent the Scarlet King from becoming more powerful. It's a bunch of spoofs and decoys.
Okay, so
much,
I thought about all some of that wasn't sure.
If you give it a name, A, the name won't stick, and B, the properties of the name will become powerful. So say if I just call you Demon Vines, and that's not exactly appropriate, that won't stick, but now it has a property of demons.
Of Demon Vines, yes.
Yes.
That makes sense. Yeah, okay, yeah. I figured it might have been AKA, but it doesn't actually say it, but that is, I also know that does make a lot of sense. Then we have this one down here, which is basically somebody stating what they saw, a journal entry from a researcher. Of course, they got mind blown. So, we've now reached the end. Go ahead and click on the console. Accessing. You do not have permission to access this floor. Of course you don't. And yet, access granted. I wonder who's giving us access.
I think it's broken.
And all of a sudden we see a bunch of arrows show up telling us to go somewhere. So go ahead and click on the... stop pumping. This is the part I haven't yet.
And now I'm going super sus.
Oh shit.
May want to get back from the door.
We should have brought.
The vending machine. I got reincarnated as the vending machine.
Red.
We should have brought those logs.
Yeah.
And now pay attention to this symbol.
Yes.
You need to remember this.
Yeah. So this symbol becomes important later. It's also everywhere.
There is a second symbol that you have to remember later on, and I don't remember where it's from, but I do know.
I do. I remember.
We'll get to it.
Spoiler alert.
All right, so we have finished this part, and we're going to go ahead and drop the second portal for the next one, which I should have preloaded this earlier, and I did not. So go ahead and just everybody click on Anomalous Research and preload it.
It's already preloaded. I've been here too many times.
All right, well, we'll let everybody else catch up.
And help.
Yeah.
Earth has something to say to you.
Oh.
If any,
Scolding you for going.
Oh,
while we're
sorry.
waiting, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go ahead and give Mukai a
Didn't I
hug.
tell you
and
to
say,
Actually, there were two
I'm glad I
people
didn't seem
inside
heard.
the
If a
room as
message to
well.
be checked up for today.
Mm.
No death map. Bad death map.
By the way, Nick, and there were also two people inside the room.
Yes, the two researchers that are wondering about, you know, because you shouldn't. They're wondering why you were in there, why you kicked off the thing. It's like, fortunately, there was world preload is complete. So there was an incident. The incident almost got. So you awakened it, but it didn't actually do anything. So fortunately, we were able to keep it. Go ahead and drop the portal, and we're going to be visiting the last instance of this world hop. Here we go. Aftermath.
Last one. It's about to get intense. Scare warning.
Lund pointed something out on a world hop, specifically when you were not there, about that last room. The texture that has like glowing elements on it.
Yeah.
He said that is has a connection to World End Utopia.
I was there for
might
that.
Be
I remember that.
Texture from that.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
He mentioned that. I looking for it. It's like texture lore. I've got a lot of texture lore.
Oh,
but
don't
it
worry.
didn't seem solid enough for me actually
Get
to
the second symbol.
to put it out,
Here.
put it on the board. But it is something that I'm keeping
Have
a
you
very
seen the
close
second
eye
symbol?
I'm gonna do a hunt through World End
This is
Utopia and see if I can
Aftermath.
find
We're
it.
not gonna- Oh, it's all over the place in World End Utopia.
Yeah. What's supposed to be the?
That's the connection. Okay.
I'll explain what the connection is. Like, well, long story short, all the World End Utopia locations. All right, is everybody here? Gonna wait. I think we had more people.
I think some people are still loading through.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
All right,
what's
so-
supposed to be the idol first entity that you find like in the beginning of the research labs?
The idle first entity?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's called that is crowdfunding.
Crowdfunding?
That is actually crowdfunding. That's a crowdfunding present. It's not a real.
Okay.
It's not a real entity. You paid a certain amount of money. You can put your stuff inside. Yeah, it is a. She actually shows up in. She shows up in a couple of other. Vket worlds as advertisement. She's a VTuber.
If you've ever been to Kickstarter, you know how dangerous that is.
Yeah.
So, ladies and
Oh, yeah,
gentlemen,
rug
welcome
pulls
to
everywhere.
Anomalous Research Labs. This is about 1 year later. You are getting promoted. You got a new level. This is the entrance, and yet we're not going that way. We're actually going this way to one of our first secrets.
Ooh. A different direction.
And it's very conveniently and not at all suspicious piled boxes.
What in the Halo Master Chief collection is this Easter egg?
Convenient.
I think this is global, so there's only one of them, but let me see if I can just about. Dang it, I wasn't in. Can somebody grab that for me?
I got it right here.
There we
Grab
got it.
what?
Hey, congratulations. We've gotten the logo.
It's
Has
funny because
anybody ever played
as soon as we
Half-Life,
logged in, that's what I
Half-Life?
zoomed in on.
Oh, this is the gnome, isn't it?
This is the gnome. This is the gnome. And the gnome refers to Half-Life 2. You carry a gnome throughout the entire map, you get an achievement. But this does more than that. And we're going to find out.
Oh, no.
I will let
Gnome
it
Chomsky or something like that.
Can somebody else carry this for me? If they
I'll
drop
carry
it,
it.
it'll despawn. But if worst case scenario, if it despawns, we can always just teleport back and forth for it. But you
Teleport
hang
to
on
it,
as soon as you
yeah.
Let it go, and it will vanish.
The trusty vending
All right,
machine.
so welcome aboard, or welcome back for you, and congratulations to promotion level 2. This is your new researcher ID. So now you've gotten upgraded one level.
Thank you, Kenton.
It's that time again for inspection duty. So I think it's been about a year. The seasons don't change outside. It's still the same color as it was before. So I'm assuming that it's 1 year later. They don't give us
look
an
at these
exact date,
guys.
but yeah, look at these guys. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this great logo for this great company. You guys should definitely research this. There's a lot of lore
What
behind
kind of
it.
entity is that?
That is an entity.
As well. There's actually gonna. The Forjadores event is starting next week. Yeah, next weekend. Yeah, so it's definitely something to be checking out. Oh, here we go. Oh, hey, it's me. Nice to see you again. There'll be two of us just like before. Let's get going once you're ready. So you started working with this guy. This guy is your co-worker, your co-buddy. You started on the same day, and he's been upgraded. He's got his blue badge, but he still's got his patent class. Yeah, his patent, which is the introductory. He works on the first level.
I thought it was patient.
No, is it patent or patient? I thought it was patent.
It's patent.
Patent for patent. Oh, I remember you. It's been a while. Your efforts on the job reached my ears too, and I hope you let me hear him for years to come. Giggle. So she is anxious to hear about your progress, Orlando. So good. You're doing a good job. Let me go ahead and switch to velocity, smooth speed, ×3. We're gonna be jumping around all over the crazy again because I want to get through this fast for you guys because we've been here quite a while. So yeah, this is a VTuber. It's really good that she's making the effort to help support Vket. And keep, if it's something that interests you and supporting it some way, you can always keep an eye out. The very next event, they might have more opportunities like this to become a permanent part of the world. All right.
I thought it was just a new Vket chan.
At first, I thought it was too. So very weird. It's so nice. It kind of reminds me of a couple of them. Who is this? Who is this?
That's also an entity warning.
Individual. This is a high-level
very anomalous.
Oh my god! I see it over there.
It's escaped.
Contain.
What are you talking about?
Come on with your hands up.
What the?
Return to yourself.
Return to yourself. You can always talk. Come on. So this guy's pretty cool. He wants to be there and help you out. He's a good boss. All right, some more posters. Oh, here's our buddy again. Something you may have noticed. Now he just got his promotion from the. Now he's no longer green. He went from patent to what is it? He's a cipher now. Huh. So he's a cipher entity. Interesting. So he's gotten upgraded. He's all happy about it too. Good for him. All right.
Upgrades, people. Upgrades.
Upgrades. Fucking upgrades. They haven't finished cleaning this one yet. It's still a mess from the last time. Not much going on there, but further down the line.
Hello.
Let's just
everybody. Wait, what did I miss?
All right. So there's something called texture lore, which is what Cyboots had brought up. And texture lore basically encompasses that you'll notice certain textures being used in certain locations that are indication of something that's going on. It's very bottom of the iceberg type thing. But that texture map you see right there, the one with the danger sign, you see that show up in various maps where Komori is referenced. It might be just because the designer of the maps is the same, and I doubt it has any real capacity, but I mean, keep an eye out. You'll see that in a lot of places. The main place you'll see this texture used is in Fallen Eden. You also see it a lot in the 3879 map. I actually use that texture in my booth too, so it's a little bit of not so much lore, but fun things. All right, so we're going to be moving on, getting through this real quick.
One that's on the thing.
The what now?
Poster. The poster that has the baskets.
Where?
Oh yeah, the basket thing again.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the baskets. Yeah, it's from Credo. The same poster. Yep.
And they took our wormies. They replaced them.
can't have shit.
We're trying to get through this part fast because we got the this is the long one at the end, but we're this is the long
Yeah, this one's deep. The deep end.
All right, so not much has gone on
Still
here.
praying.
Praying? Oh yeah, those entities are there. Still containing.
Who's going this?
Oh, why this guy got the bells though?
But he even says it there too, Sahara. It's like you need to update your headgear.
But the other one is like impaled with something. I don't know if the thing they're impaled with, the one right there, if that means anything.
It's in the bell part.
Actually.
The bell, yeah, the bell comes up later.
The hand impaled on a spike. I'm wondering if that spike is from something else, maybe.
A previous.
Is that impaled or is it like a pen it's holding?
It's impaled.
Quick camera through.
Yeah, it does seem like it's impalation.
Actually, no. It's it's impaled. It's not between his fingers.
This is my head.
So
now.
so they've invented the Men in Black mind wipe thing. So memory abilitation technology. It helps people that have been impacted by anomalous entities to save them from bad. So basically, it's a mind wipe. Very useful for a large evil corporation to have a mind wipe capabilities.
And not Connie.
Agreed. Super useful.
Who are we?
I want to
again?
know,
What am I
but
doing here?
why am I like this?
Yeah, I wish there was something up there if I'm up, and believe me, every time I go into the demo woes, I will look for it, but there is nothing there. Everything seems like it's business as usual. There's no tablets on this version of the map. I think I'm starting to think it's on purpose.
Crimson just loves walking through.
All right, and we've reached the final area of our hop for today.
V13F.
Used to being down for some reason, and Sun Cylinder is stronger than we were here before. So you awakened the entity before, because you know something's stirring down there. But it's been a year and nothing has happened, so I figured, it's okay. It should be fine. Let's check up on our logs still here. Yep, our logs are still here. Oh, look at that. There's some things there. Interesting. That weren't there before. Let's not spend too much time there. Because we're gonna visit it shortly. Come on. I also don't want to be cheating. Don't bring the logs. Oh, those logs. Oh, I get it. They're logs. Here we go. So regarding this bad feeling McCarthy talks about, all encapsulated secure values across the board. It's natural to see this as a result of stress being near this high-level entities, but I wonder. All right. So something is the matter. Yeah, bring the logs. Logs are important. All right.
Protect us.
As we approach this final area, the break room again. Whoa.
Readjust speed.
Yeah. Please readjust your speed. You won't have much of a chance. I think it's going to be adjusted for you anyway.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yes.
Move speed. May I have?
You lose everything because you lose access to.
Who has our rock logo? The vending
it's a
machine. Thank you so
crimson.
much. I appreciate it. All right. So, this is the horror part, which is going to be long. We're getting to the point where we're going to go through the horror experience, but we're not going to go in it just yet. That's very important. We're going to do one thing first. So we're going to come in with me. Do not click on anything else, but you're going to watch what I do here. So we take this buddy. Well, make sure you have your world audio on for this because there's an interesting audio cue. Don't activate what's there.
Don't activate what's there. Don't push the button.
Oh.
And you'll hear clanking.
I hear keys.
Sounds like something just opened. I wonder if somewhere we were at it just might have been open now. So let's go back.
Like a gate in a tunnel, for instance.
Maybe.
Damn. Brought the log off for nothing. Fine, I can stay here.
Get there, but don't wait for everybody on that one.
Wait,
I should have put 3. Oh wait, yeah, we'll get there and wait so we can all talk about it together. Yo, that's actually a friend of mine that made that boot.
That's crazy.
Oh.
Wow.
So now it's open. Oh my God, what is this? Does somebody recognize this? Is this a recognizable place?
No!
Before we go there, though.
Yes.
There's a log on the table.
Before we go there, we got 2 little things on the table, which are actually pretty interesting.
Which one should we read first?
So, progress on the project, the situation under control. The initiative to combine 481, which is Okomori-sama, with 382 is proving effective. It transforms the inner power held by 481 through 382, alternating it into an outer power. 481 is Okomori-sama. Okomori-sama was known for, close off, stay inside. 382, I have to remember which one of the entities is that, but in this case, she's using it for creating outer power. This next sentence is super important. In essence, it's a generator that converts the power of a wish into real-world energy. A perfect smokescreen for the heavy industry types. Somebody, whoever wrote this document, wants to convince Komoriko that they're working in Komoriko's best interest, when in fact they have malicious intent behind it, or a secondary objective.
What if the wish is to bring back his daughter?
The disposal of the staff who grew suspicious of my actions went smoothly. The expansive force. Do you read the last page of a book before you read the rest of the book? I'm just messing with you. Okay, so intense longing. One could even call it thirst resonates well with 481. Its interaction with 461 is also functioning as a transformer. So they're getting your Komori and mixing it with 2 other entities to increase its power level. I would say 80% of the plan has been accomplished. A project to expand the inner power. It's been a long time since I stopped dyeing my hair. We know who's been dyeing their hair in this map, right? Who really liked somebody to the point that they use the same hairstyle and the same trinkets? This is Furano. But I believe the day will come when I will see her again, the one who vanished inward on that day. In other words, Furano, the Shrine Maiden, wants to bring Michiko back. It's not Komori. Komori's in it for the money. Furano's tricking Komori to play her game so she can bring Ichiko back from having vanished, back from her absorption through Omokori-sama. And this tablet right here is what covers, why everything's going on. It's going on.
Oh my goodness.
The second tablet here covers the destruction of the location and the final result of what happened to Komori Village. So in 1985, there was a landslide, heavy rain, it was destroyed. My impression here is that either because they stopped worshiping Komori, or that his containment from the villagers was destroyed, he got loose and basically consumed the entire stock of food he had. In other words, he made all the residents vanish. Due to eyewitness accounts from neighboring residents, investigation was launched by the Anomalous Entity Disposal Unit. So Komori had a unit they sent in, and they weren't able to take care of it. They have 5 people that got killed. And then since they started taking it more seriously, they went with a lot more people and accompanied with additional people, including Furano. And because Furano and Okomori have a connection between them, Okomori-san was able to be captured and encapsulated. So Okomori-sama was successfully captured, and but they still wonder about why a Y entity, and this is the part that might be a little bit have some translation issues, because it says entity 481, which is Okomori-sama, is how the research facility, which is this area where we're at, which currently exists as a pair. Record data indicate that original is part of a set of 3 pairs forming a single anomaly. Where's the remaining pair? Now, I don't know if they mean there's 2 missing or if there's only 1 missing. But there seems to be a little bit of odd, but I have a good theory in regards to this too. Unfortunately, I don't have the graphics to show it off, and I don't have anybody that has that avatar, so you might have to go online to see that one. All right, here we go. Go ahead and
We
click
can
on the
go
door.
in?
Just you can go in. Now this. No, nothing scary happens in this one. Basically, it shows you the design documents. This is the design documents for Fulano, Ichiko, and Nigo. It also has a lot of information about how they built Komorisaki Village. They show an actual, Pupa, if you have a light, it actually would become really helpful here. So here,
I have the light on right now.
like this text. Yeah. So they actually made a physical model, which I imagine they 3D scan and use this as a basis. But they do a lot of research when they make these maps, which is really cool. They have the stuff about the eye and how everything works. One of the posters, even the Vket Nyan. So this is more of like a thank you. That's the one I'm looking for. Come out here real quick, Chalky Cat. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Komori-sama. This is unofficial, by the way. This. Now, if anybody knows, anybody's familiar with Hiki is a company that creates Vket, and their original logo was 3 of these guys inside a house. And if you notice some similarities between this and Okomori-sama is one, when they're all 3 together, they have multiple limbs, multiple legs, multiple arms. They're dark complexion, smiley faces, and they're inside a house to stay inside. This is me going on an extreme limb here. I'm really going out on a limb, but it's too much coincidence for it not to be,
it's so true.
What it is. Yeah, I like it. And there's actually a video. If you go on the page where you can download this guy, there's an actual video of 3 of them, like together, and going like this. Meanwhile, there's a Vket Plus, which is Furano's Vket-chan avatar, like super scared and like, what's this weird guy doing here? So it's kind of like, I kind of see a connection. Purposeful or not, it is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. If this is what we're supposed to get later, I don't know, but okay. So.
But also the lights.
Lord!
The lights at the top of the
door. Who has the light on? Can you turn the light off? Whoever has the light on, is that that's still you? All right. So, the last thing before we leave this area, look at the lights. Does anybody notice anything about these particular lights? And this is another going out on a limb thing, but we have red, green,
white,
white, and
green, white, red.
I figure and where are they going from and where are they going to? You notice that as well. So Furlano had this whole thing. She had this whole thing built in here with Okomori-sama. I'm a little bit disturbed by the fact that this thing is still here. But guess what? Somebody's bucket of water is still here too.
Food bowl. We gotta stay hydrated.
Not go thirsty.
Is this
why
Vket-chan is digital?
Oh, well,
it was like a monkey's paw resurrection where only they're digitized now?
We'll get to that in a future episode. That's for the future episode.
To be continued.
To be continued.
Later in the season.
All right, so we are running a bit on the late side, so we might not do the whole. Fudge, we need to do the whole thing. Let's gun rush it. Yeah, but I gotta tell everybody what to expect before you go in. All right, so just so everybody knows, if you don't remember, when you go in, you click on the console. The console is going to show up like that hexagon type. And the code that you put on it is an X. In the center, you'll be able to form an X. Form the X, click on it, it'll initiate the sequence, and we'll be able to meet up on the other side when that happens. Everybody good?
Oh yeah, I think the next code is in the shrine that we're gonna need.
Again, reading too far into the book. So make sure you sign in
10 times now.
I have to
Make an
like
X. You need to click on them and make an X.
I can't push it because everybody's on it.
Your X, just everybody go stand back, or everybody form a line and do it. Like
I'm trying to
it's hard to do this with 20 people on side of the same.
Everybody back up. Form a line.
personal space thing, so you can all
Personal
stand
space, yes.
Oh,
Alright,
look,
so
Black
what
Dude.
did I
That's
do?
the thing I forgot.
And make sure you click sign in. Yeah, don't worry. We'll all be there together. Basically, the door is gonna open. You have to go inside, and then you'll get teleported.
Why am I doing this in VR? It's gonna suck. It's gonna suck.
You can do it. You can do it.
It's gonna suck. I should not have been in VR.
Yeah, we're all here together with you. We'll support each other. This is my first time doing it in VR too.
This is my first time doing it.
I don't know what to expect.
Yay.
Yeah, so basically you can see out here that the AKAs become active and is starting growing up. Yes, it is saying hand. I do not know what about my hand.
Does anyone have translation for the Japanese here?
Which language?
So,
Find hand.
I have,
Go ahead.
I have some information on hand, but it's gonna spoiler. I can tell you when it comes not spoiler.
Okay, so I've been through this like 15 times. I haven't figured out what hand means, but yeah, it's great that we have somebody here that knows.
Like I kind of know, yeah.
Incident.
I mean, I just assumed that would be the thing that just reached out to us. More or less.
Well, we were grabbed and pulled in, but then we showed up in this space. All right, we're reaching the end. Yeah.
Attempting shutdown. It's not shutting down. It's not.
We're all sticking together. We're gonna get through this together.
Yay.
Yeah, just think of
now
something
you'll notice.
Good, somebody brought the log.
Thank goodness, we have a weapon.
Okay, so the AKA is like a plant-like entity, and it's growing at an exponential rate to escape the facility. The one thing that was keeping it locked down in place were the lights, and now you see all the flight lights are off. So it's just keeping through the path that it can. It's not affecting us. Yeah, the word that's flashing in your face now, I can't read what that is. I'm having trouble seeing it. I don't think this one's a word. It's Japanese.
This one's not. It's not even Japanese. I think it's going. It's eligible.
So all the places with light are safe. Do not go. We're visiting. We're going to go back. We're going to go back here again because we haven't seen this area in the horror version of it.
Is it still
the upside down?
There is another. So now the lights have all been. This place has been wrecked. The lights are off. Things have been tipped over, and we actually have a flashlight, so you can go ahead and open it. No horror in it, but God, what's that? Remember,
Wait for
this will
everybody
be
to move.
important for later. Go ahead, everybody, move. So this is
It's like a 6 or something.
We'll all remember. Well, yeah, do try to remember because it's very easy to get.
I will print it. I will print it.
Kind of looks like the logo, but like
Ready,
conduct.
quit and save.
Yeah, if they
Yeah, it's okay. 777. Got it. It's a lucky number.
All right, great.
I have it printed, so save yourself.
Lucky 7. Got it.
Yep.
All right.
Stick up the camera crew.
The logs. Oh no, the logs. They're gone. They've gotten.
Not the logs.
Well, they just an anomaly.
Tragedy.
I mean, we have one log at least.
Did somebody bring the log? Yes. Trash cat, you. Thanks to you, we're still alive. Whoa, look out!
Whoa, okay.
Don't get crushed.
Yeah, cave-ins are happening, and it's like, oh no, it can't be. The level X, we're done for. All the encapsulament could say into a breach hazard. So you see the automatic shutdown sequence has happened for all the what would have been entities. So they all got cut down, but there's a lot of entities that are managed to escape encapsulament.
Thank God they locked down all the booths.
Now we don't have to buy anything. My wallet it is safe.
No, now you can't. Gotcha. You can't gotcha. That was this booth. It's closed down forever.
Oh, thank goodness.
Wait, does that mean that the booths are anomalies?
Yes.
The
Probably.
idea is
Booths are
that
all
the booths
anomalies.
are anomalies.
So you remember
Oh.
there's the one anomaly that has power petrification.
Yeah.
Oh crap! I thought that was part that I hadn't seen yet. Damn it.
Why did they decide to pile everyone in one place?
Huh?
That's what I would have done.
I mean, if you're gonna be funny with it, you may as well just build pyramids and houses and stuff.
They're right down there. Oh.
Yeah, but that's not a silly.
You mean you notice it has a sound?
What's that one? What's that one weed killer? I forgot.
Roundup?
Yeah, somebody grab the Roundup. Thank you. Oh, the gel room. Okay, so some people notice about this gel room. It looks weird, like we haven't been here before, but you have. It's the same gel room. What happened was, when everything started falling apart, this room got twisted 90 degrees. So everything is on the side. The floor is over there. We're walking along one of the walls.
Oh yeah, here's the ladder.
That guy's messed up there.
There's the ladder that so now you have no choice. You're gonna have to fall in the gel. And another interesting thing about this is, remember we saw that the gel actually starts getting the form of the people that are around it. So here goes all the scientists.
Moving.
Yep,
If you
they're the
look, you see
scientists
their
that were
ID
consumed.
cards. They're still there.
Are they? No, they're not.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's.
They're
Yeah,
dead.
they
This is their remains.
And you can slow down and turn that would be the good time to use it.
Or you can be little.
I do a goo avatar, but it's not safe for work.
I did not know that.
Please do not show that one on stream. Thank you.
All right, so now.
And now I
move
guess we're
back
taking the goo
into-
with me. Okay.
Oh, here we go. Here's another tablet. Among the effects of one is the more troublesome known as space-time. Oh, here, this one is super important. This one is. I'll wait for everybody to get here. So, okay, so along the known effects of something, one of the more troublesome is the space-time rearrangement phenomenon. This effect appears to make room for a space of a certain size and randomly connects its exits at such doors and windows to entirely unrelated locations. Opening a door in room A instead reveals room F. Fortunately, in all investigation records to date, there has been no instances where an exit to the outside world has completely shut off. In other words, it should be concluded that escape from so-and-so's influence is possible through persistence exploration. In other words, you can get away from this entity by just exploring. It's never going to completely block you in. But the interesting part about this is, if you guys were here from the start where I explained about the HMD drive, this is the prototype for the HMD drive. It might take them almost 2,000 years to develop it into something useful, but I believe, and this is just that this is what's stating that, hey, look, this is where HMD technology that eventually destroys the entire universe is because of this tablet.
I thought that was an excuse to not put the rooms in order.
So all the technology we see in the future, the levitation, the HMD drive, all the pharmaceutical companies, the simulacras, they're all because of what happens at this institute. All right, let's move on. Oh no, we're being blocked. I wonder what this thing is.
Oh no! Oh no!
No.
Why is it all in one piece?
I don't get it. What is it?
Why is it?
Please tell me. Don't tell me I don't know what this thing is.
I know what this is. And why is this? Why is this here?
Why?
Man.
Oh my god.
I didn't know until you started saying. Then I accessed my forbidden archives.
I have my.
No,
it's always
no,
Avatar.
this is
I have it
somebody's
blocked.
world. This is somebody's
That's
world.
Avatar.
Dropped.
I have it
I
blocked.
cannot see it, so I guess
can't
you're
see it. Just see his error.
Nothing.
You can.
Hey, did you have your mind technology on?
All right, so the lights. The researcher's telling you to click on the light, and as we know, it goes against the light. So, yeah.
Weird plant does not like the light. Gets shot.
I'm back here.
When is the hand thing? Have we reached the point where the hand can be spoiled?
Right up here, actually. It's
Okay,
it's in the room in the room.
Oh, in the room.
This the next scenario here.
So is this all the floodlights we got? So they're battling it. They're trying to do their best to contain the creature, and the container. I think it's still hand that's written there. I can't tell.
Let's see.
It
This
doesn't look
one
like it's hand.
No, it's something.
It says okay.
Help.
It says help and dark. Help darker, dark or darker.
So-
in other words, you need to shut off the light.
So real quick on that, the reason you're doing that is because the entity is telling you it needs help. It needs the darkness. So you are helping the entity by turning the light off.
No.
It's forcing
Okay,
you
bye, guys.
to help it.
We're being mind controlled.
Oh, we're
You're
being
being
mind
mind
controlled,
controlled.
aren't we?
That's why you.
Protection is failing.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Maybe that's why it's gibberish when it comes up as gibberish
here's
because
another
the seal's failing.
You can grab the research badge, right? But then look at the researcher guy that you just grabbed the badge from. You see how he's starting to dissipate. Remember that one of the AKA's powers is turning things into shadow. So that's what's happening here. He's becoming shadow because he's basically disappearing.
The hedgehog?
Thanks for the ID card, buddy.
Yeah, it's more of like that's a texture-based thing.
Yeah.
But now it's mostly just
I'm
make
just
it
being funny.
So with that in mind, when you see that, you're being talked to by the entity.
Yeah,
That's what that is.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
I was gonna say,
really good point.
now that you mentioned the tablet part,
First time around, this is when I figured out I was being
it's kind of like, it's obviously this is a stretch because Horicon is just a coloration. It's not technically part of the lore, but technically because as I said, the boat filled with what's this thingy? The boat filled with all the artifacts that I mentioned.
No,
that was part of Horicon. The cool part about it is that the buildings are not strictly Japanese buildings that you find underneath.
Don't touch this.
So you find like Western buildings underwater.
The key thing about the shadow, it only moves when you move.
It's super hot.
Don't, I didn't make it out.
Nekanito.
Tip for the shadow, it only moves when you move.
So there is a note over there. I know, I keep suffering. I swear, when we have more people, we always do so bad of it. When I do it by myself, no problems.
Dang, nabbit.
Hey, hi there.
Hi, I'm here.
Hi here.
Attention to its movement pattern, and remember that it only moves when you move. So, wait for it
Alright, I've made it. So this guy talks.
Is it consumed? Yeah, so you know who this sounds like? Who almost had like that old lady from Komorisaki Village. Now I don't believe that at all, but I thought it was funny because he's laughing. So you have a couple. So we saw that it also consumes entities. So it's consuming these entities and either acquiring their powers or turning them to shadow. And you also have another book over here. And the book over here, I'm not entirely certain this is Okomori-sama or not, but it does seem like it. Please take us to the quiet place, who has a hard time remembering us, whose legs no longer cooperate. Granny, who no longer has her voice, which is why I thought this could have been her. Abandoned by all, we have none left but you, Komari-sama. Please grant forgiveness where no light shines. The no light shines would have been for the AKA. So I think this might have been a different entity. It is not enough, but it does say, oh yeah, it is the AKA because it's in the title. Whoops, I had forgotten about that part. All right, so let's move on. And hopefully we'll get through.
Yeah, I might not make it. I'm trying. My controller's messing up on me, of course. Give me a moment. My controller like bugged out on me when I did that. Come on, man. Why is it so laggy? All right. Jeez. Cameraman's finally here. Jeez.
All these people have been mummified, and the entity that's above has the power of both mummification and levitation, which we're going to see play. Now, who was it that somebody had brought up? I think it was Sly, or was it Sly, or was it? I forgot who it was. I'm sorry. That brought up that they have a bell. Both a bell and the. Yeah, so a couple of people have mentioned that. I know Sly's mentioned it before. So the bell comes into play now. I don't know how, but this gentleman over here, which, and this is our this is our research buddy, who unfortunately has not survived. His memory obliteration device has not helped him enough, but he did make one last sacrifice by giving us the bell. Now grab the bell, point it at the creature, and use it.
Also check out the creature too.
And you will see the levitation powers come into play.
9 times
my game.
now.
So here's an example. This is
Thanks for the bridge, buddy.
382. Displayed in brochure.
Thanks for all the fish.
Describable yet disturbing noise. Whether it was distance or some Latin resistance on my part, the fact I survived is nothing short of a miracle. However, my left arm is now rendered useless. So this is the mummification process that happened to him. So this person that wrote this article was affected by this entity, but fortunately, it was only mummified his arm, and he didn't lose himself completely. All right, so we'll go ahead and move on.
So why isn't this guy like taking the time to escape? This feels like the opportune time, and he's just chilling in there.
No,
Does he like his little?
This guy?
This guy.
Accessibility.
So there's a bigger entity. There's a larger entity at play, an entity that scares all these other guys. And basically, they're afraid of the other entities. And he hasn't exactly managed to break out of his capsule yet. He's just influencing people. Because you might notice that the two large statues that were praying to him are both gone. I got lost. I don't think we were supposed to go this way. Both of them are gone. So yeah, let's go back. I'm sorry, I went too far. Where's the exit?
Yeah, it's this way.
Is it just up the stairs? It's up the stairs. That's right. I went the wrong way.
Oh, here's one.
Actually, this will be my 9th.
You're trying to go the right way.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, before we head in here, this is the final area. I believe that maybe for part of it, you also are going to be on your own. If you have any problem with horror, this is where you would turn your audio off and close your eyes if you have any issues with it. If not, we're just going to go in and then wait for us just before you activate the final device on the other side once we're done with it. Oh, your bell gets despawned once you go in this area.
It despawns, yeah.
Shame.
So here, everything's closed off. You think you're going to make it? The exit's right over there, and no, the door closes down. So this is the entity that you helped before. The door opens up, but all encapsulation is closed off. This is the AKA. If you've heard before, if you remember reading about it, he says that he's going to, you know.
Oh, now we're gonna play ourselves.
Is he talking to you?
And since I don't like this effect on my screen, we're going to go ahead and this final one, he actually completely defeated this door is here. I almost think that if you bring the if you manage to get that key in here, something might happen. I haven't tried that out yet. But there's enough secrets in this thing as it is. It might be really going out on a limb. Not to mention that this door is an old style elevator. So I think that maybe instead of going up, you go down. You can actually go down to the cavern. I think I've never tried it before, but that might be one last thing to try out. Not today.
Wait, what key?
What key?
Go ahead, come in the elevator.
The gnome, yeah. Yeah, there was a slot.
Bio group elevators are fun.
I just call that thing a gnome from now on.
I don't think the gnome's not a bad way to put it.
Yeah,
I don't think
gnome.
When I looked down, there was an actual stone floor, and it would be weird if you had to clip through that. Yeah, restrooms are still closed. Sorry. And although our other friend bit the bullet, this guy survives. I forgot his name. Yeah, he makes it, and we'll find out in a bit their final destinations. So we're made it out. Don't forget to grab your umbrella. If there's no, if somebody stole it, and we can make it. There's a car. The car's waiting for us. Let's go.
Finally,
It's our car. Freedom at last.
Wait, who's driving? Oh my God, no, the birds. Helicopters made it. Oh no, it's the Air Force is here. Now, if you look back at the building,
Tiny.
Yeah, look at the building too.
look at the building. You'll see the building normal, and then you're going to see the building cracked. So the entity's trying to get out, and guess what happens? They use lights. They actually use lights, and daylight actually manages to keep the AKA under pressure. And you're sprayed, of course, with the
Death spray.
Yeah,
The spray that kills you.
It's not the spray that kills you. This is the spray that makes you
forget.
Wait for everybody, guy. This is the spray that makes your memory, that gives you a memory wipe.
What are you talking about?
So now we've reached the last of the last secrets that I know of, anyway. So Furlanos, your face is all pale. What's the matter? It seems you're tired too with things, of course. How about taking a break for your own sake? All right, so long. Now stop. Everybody stop. Don't.
What's happening?
No. The reason
Did you talk to did you talk to the other guy though?
Yes, that's what I wanted to say. Before we go into this area, there's one other thing here. One. So this guy says, okay then, that concludes our terms of inspection duty. After break, I want you to put together a report. Mukai, a colleague of that you got hired with, you say, I don't recall anybody like that memory. In other words, the colleague died. This guy got memory wiped, and he's lost all memory of him. So who else has gone missing in the name of profit? Dun dun dun. All right, so before we go in here, there's one problem. This is a very tiny space, and it does not take a lot of people.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna explain what it is, and when you go inside, you can have a look around. There are, and I'll also drop something here because there are places there's a couple of tablets in there that are going to basically explain a little bit more of the lore that we've already seen. The most important thing, there's also going to be a stuff from the world design on the board. The coolest thing I think is in there personally is that you'll find a small picture frame with a date on it. The people that are in that picture frame and the date itself is the most important thing. Now the code, thank you so much for whoever did that, is up there. So you click on the device, you pop in the code, and please don't spoil the inside by posting any stickers or anything. I do appreciate it. Thank you. And then just go in groups 2 by 2. If there's too many people in there, just wait and try not to stay too long. Then you head out when you go.
Hello. I already went in there. It's cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been there already, so I don't need to go.
I'm invisible, so
yeah. If you're invisible, sure. Or you can hide all avatars.
No
or
one
cares.
And also, this concludes my 9th time doing this.
8, 7 for me.
Oh, you know what? I'll just shrink it so I can be in here.
But neck and
First
I picked up
for
no
me.
space.
Basically, just go in.
Yeah.
But I mean,
It is. It is a small.
Like a ton of
It is a
times
small.
because I wanted to make sure I wasn't forgetting anything, that I got all the tablets, and took pictures, make sure the sequences are correct. So I never really counted secrets, to be honest.
So I wanted to make an. So I wanted to customize the ID.
Oh
card
wait,
thing,
this
right?
is.
Yes.
I think
Oh, that
it's on my
reminds me.
kit
Yes.
right here.
So the ID card you can get from the booth store and wear it. It is pretty cool, and I hope to be able to use it as well in the future. So you did a good job on that.
Yeah. Look, I did add like a couple extra details though. Look at the number.
I'm invisible on camera, so okay, it's just invisible.
Oh, this is the one you put the date that the thing started, right?
Actually,
I think I remember you posting
I took
that.
a picture of Mukai's ID tag and pasted over it.
Nice.
Yeah, it's this little Mokuri trying to sneak it out. Gonna put it on a funeral shrine or something. Sad.
So the final thing before I let you guys all go is I wanted to thank you all again for having joined. I wanted to thank Kyoto and Sonora for helping organize the streaming portion of this, and thank you for your patience. I know it was pretty long, but I hope that you guys were able to learn a lot from it or learn about it. That concludes like the modern era of it. Between now and the next one, there's like 1,000 or 1,800 year gap, but
It's just a long time.
It's just a little bit of time.
Just a bit of time.
Yeah, and I hope to do more of these world hops in the future, and ones that are not so long and most focused on the lore itself. If you're interested in learning more about this and not through the world hops, I actually have an entire chart from top to bottom of every single world in its correct sequence, what the parts are of each map, and what the main storyline parts of them. And I do post that in the Vket Discord, the global team Discord, which you can find. I believe you can get a link for that on the Vket webpage, right? I believe.
I believe
Maybe?
so.
Anybody? Yeah, I think so. I'm not really sure, but I'm going to assume that's where it's at. But yes, that is the conclusion of that. The very next map that I would have taken you guys to would be the Kuja Market. Kuja Market's where the storyline continues, and Kuja Market is part of the Kowloon Empire, and it's where Spires, our little buddy, from that's this guy here. That's where he first shows up. So the storyline picks up over there, and then moves on to the conglomerates and everything else. A lot of very interesting stuff. So I hope that you guys get the opportunity to join me in the next one. I wanted to do this world hop now because unfortunately next week the worlds are all going away. You have one more week to explore Vket, and then they go away for a couple of weeks. Maybe I can get permission to do a world hop with the Formula Vket one if I don't get to that point before, but we'll see. But between now and Vket Winter, I should be going through the entire storyline. So I'm very excited to have you guys. Thank you again so much for coming. And that concludes our trip. That was 3 hours. 3 hours. That was quite a long time. Thank
That was
you
a good
much.
stream.
It was longer than I thought it was going to be. Yeah.
That's definitely not all of the Vket lore. There is definitely a lot more.
Yeah.
I've never actually
Something
done.
happened to Kudo. He looks
never
different.
Oh,
Kyoto looks different. He does.
The other one.
A bit evil there.
Because I won't be here next.
What did you do?
Starring your new.
I'm the new
Kyoto's
AKA.
become an entity.
I'm the new AKA. This is what happens when you listen to entities.
Oh, look at us. Well, if the AKA looked like that, it would be fine.
Congratulations! You have contained it via
I've contained.
anamorphism.
Yo, I heard there's an anti-Asian entity. You know, I wouldn't mind.
So in other words,
little
contain
possession,
everything
you know?
into anime.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Gacha's queen. Gacha lovers will love it.
Real quick, before I end the stream too, I'll give a quick little browse of that room, but definitely I'm not gonna show too much because you can definitely come and do it yourself. You guys kind of get an idea of what that looks like. So I'll just give you a little sneak peek of what there is more into this room, not just the empty hallway. So there is another log. There's another log on the ground.
Hang on.
Oh shit! I saw a log.
Yep.
I was missing this log next to the.
There's a bunch of logs in here actually.
Oh lol.
Yeah, there's a logs there. Well, the logs.
Was 261 the goo? The goo room?
But yeah, there's some.
Oh, this is hilarious. So
Well, there's some things.
No, they use a
Look, there's-
hickey. They use a hickey.
The hickey logo. So look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a total of 5 logs, right? I'm not missing any.
1, 2, 3, 4,
I see 7.
5, 6, 7.
Okay, wait. So there's
3
one
on 3 on the desk, 2 on the bed,
There's
2 on the floor.
One next to the fridge.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, I have seen all of these. Some of them, there's 1 or 2 of them which
Yes.
are duplicates.
I think so. Yeah.
Where'd you see the hickey
I'm gonna
logo?
stand out of the way of the.
The hickey logo's
Oh, it's
on
on
that
the mini
refrigerator,
fridge.
the little mini fridge on the side of the mini
Oh, I
fridge.
didn't see that.
The one I'm standing on, yeah.
See that now. Nice.
And it also has a basket pattern.
So
Uh-oh.
one of these tablets actually tells you that this is the bunker, that they know that there's going to be, apparently they can find out that there's going to be a breakout, and this is one of the bunkers that's specially set aside for high staff personnel, in other words, for Lano's office. So she just comes here and hangs out while everybody, turns to rock. Yeah, pretty much. And of course, yeah, you can watch TV and have your own AC unit, so you'll be nice and comfortable during the end of the world.
Always.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Always. Crimson, you jumped into we saw you jumping into
Please show
fly
this
by
art.
accident when you were the last.
It's funny. Nice.
There's 2 of them.
Have you
I'm
been
the
to
upgrade.
Mechamart? There's a bunch of them there.
Yeah, no,
I'm
do
the
visit
order
Mechamart. Yeah, do visit Mechamart. Do visit Kyoto's booth. That's also in Mechamart, and Sinrif's booth, which is in Hollyglade.
It's actually this world here.
Moon? Is it Moon?
Moon.
It's
Nighttime.
Hollyglade Moon. Yeah.
You can find
It's getting kind of late, and I still have
Kyoto
to
X
finish, so I might
Mechamart.
be heading off. Before, Formula Glory. This is the world that has the most amount of secrets for this Vket that I know. I know it's not a lot. There's only 3, but consider that it is there's like 4 different areas. The two caves, the bunker area, and the fact that you have to drag the thing all the way down here. The previous horror map had like little hidden areas, but there was nothing that you needed to like puzzle figure out how to do. So it is pretty cool. And he has likely one of the robots. So again, thank you so much for coming, and that should you can go ahead and conclude the stream. And
right.
that should be it. Thank you so much,
All right,
guys.
appreciate everybody coming by.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Glad I
Yeah,
got
if
to
anybody-
join you at the last second.
No, thank
I'm glad you invited me, Nikani.
There's something missing on the board.
I'll start closing this out. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, this is old.
Let's see.
For some reason. Why is he there?
I'm struggling.
Okay, so
The sweets world.
yeah,
Okay.
he is. Like I said, the Sweets World and Pixela are kind of like
Okay.
their imagination.
Let me go
maps.
where we can hear just me for a moment. Thank you, everybody, for coming by.
Going into bed or going on the computer, going on.
Thanks for coming by. My name's Kyoto. I'm part of the Vket IES, working with the ambassadors. So definitely give me a follow if you haven't yet. And the ones that do had followed me already, thank you so much. I appreciate everybody coming by. We still got another week of Vket. We're going to have more events coming up. We do have Azores coming up at the end of the week as well. Definitely come check that out. Kind of like a little Spanish community event going on at the end. But VCAT wise, I do have another VCAT collab coming up. Deathmap just left. Ironically, I have another one potentially coming up with Deathmap. So definitely come check that out. If anybody else wants to collab with me, if the time allows us to, let me know. Send me a message. Sinrith's here. I'm just closing up the stream here for a minute. We have the raid. Sinrith's also VCAT IAS. Definitely check her out. We kind of work as a team, or together. So, Saturday, actually, speaking of Sinrith, we do Creator Hop. It's gonna be our last Creator Hop. We do it Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Do check it out. We do have the very last bit that we haven't finished yet. Sinrith may give you a message if you are an exhibitor in that world. So do keep an eye out for that. If you are an exhibitor in, let's see, what is this? Both Formula Worlds and these worlds here, actually. So if you are part of these worlds, the labs and the Formula Worlds, feel free to reach out to Sinrith. Feel free to reach out to me too. Like, you don't have to reach out to Sinrith. You can reach out to me. Reach out to us in Discord. Discord would be the best way. But yeah, we have the Creator Hub. What that is, basically to summarize, everybody gathers around, we go by the booths, we kind of fly through them a little bit, unless the specific creators there are a friend of the creator is there to speak up about that booth. So if you have one of these booths, for example, hey, I got a booth there, we're going to stop by the Kyoto booth, which is with Nekoni. Hopefully he'll be around for that. He's the one that's been guiding us through this lore tour. So we'll definitely be making a stop at our booth in the Formula Glory world. And we'll be able to talk about the booth a bit and talk about the future of our projects. And you can do the same. Come by 2 p.m. Eastern time. We'll have the event posted in the VCAT Discord server and on the VCAT website. Anything else before I start rating somebody else? I don't think I have anything else in my mind. All right. So I'm going to put it on a brief pause on B-roll here for a moment. I'm going to look for see who we're going to raid. Again, thanks everybody for coming by. All right, I'll talk to you later and see you for the next event.
Really show up in the later things. So at one point, something happens that kind of breaks.